Dragonite in YouTube chat was like, let the polygamy begin! So tickled. It's so correct. That being said, I'm considering myself a wedding attendee rather than the, I guess, bride this time, or groom as I was last time. So those of you who are the brides or grooms in chat today, congratulations. Very happy to be attending your wedding. But I was like, considering whether I should put white on as if I were getting married again today, and I was like, nah, I think I'm good. I'll just wear Vin's colors. I'll just put some green on, we'll call it a. It's like my easiest color too. Half of my closet is green. The hardest one's gonna be Artem. I don't own a lot of like red / pink. It's not a, I guess I have a lot of wine red, but it's not the same. I'll do my best. Anyway, hello, welcome everyone. I was in waiting screen today. I was looking over at my Twitch stats panel, and I realized we broke 100 subscribers for the first time in, I think, years. So thank you guys very much. And thank you, Aurora, for 37 months and Kami for 61 months. Aurora, I just saw you have a caw-caw emote there. That's so cute. Did you guys see the one that Nine made in Inferno? With the... I love it. With the wug. The wug. Bamboo, happy 45 stream streak. Congrats to all of you. Congrats to all of you. Rosa does deserve polyamory. If she's into it, then I think anyone deserves it if they're into it. Okay, my full disclosure as we get started today is I don't really go here. I came around on Vin over the years, but in the beginning I did not. In the very beginning I really liked him. And then as time went on in the main story, I was like, I don't think I like him. And then I played a little bit of his personal story. I'm not really, I think I only got halfway through Blossom chapter. Like that's how far back I am on his personal story. I think everybody's Blossom chapter was really well written. Vin's was not an exception to that. I went and refreshed my memory on some of the chapters, and it was like they were like breaking up a pickup artist collective. It was very like, I am Vin, the defender of feminism, which was goofy at first, but then it was like, I don't know, I thought it was well done. I didn't finish it, so I don't know what the twists are at the end, because they like spend a lot of the story trying to cast suspicion on Vin. Like they work really hard to make Vin look suspicious, because I think it's part of the charm of his character is that he like seems like a walking red flag. I think that's kind of the point. And I thought they did a really good job balancing that against his like foil in the story, basically, like the actual pickup artists. But I don't know, I was really enjoying it. And then I was like, oh, this is why I came around on him. Like now I remember. And the way he like breaks character when he gets angry is really charming. Like it's a really great Gatmoy. Triple Taurus says, happy 11 months. Thank you for your primary sub. Polyamory, my wardrobe with multiple shields and helmets. Polyarmory. Speaking of polyrotes, what do you mean? Time to suit up. Okay, wait, show of hands. Who here is getting married today? Where are my Vin likers who are getting married today? Because I'm gonna need your help. Because I only got halfway through Blossom chapter. If you guys see, I know Orange in YouTube chat is it. Yeah, well, Orange Pencil in YouTube chat is definitely a Vin enjoyer. The more you learn about him, the more his red flags become explainable quirks. No, precisely. Yeah, it's like he's kind of I feel like of the 4 male love interests, Vin and Artem are the most autism coded, but in really different ways. Like they mask in really different ways. Like Vin has done the thing where he's gotten really good at like LARPing a smooth conversationalist. He's just like a really good LARPer. And because he's a really good LARPer, it's really hard to trust him when he does slip. And that's what makes him look suspicious. But then like the more you get to know him, the more you're like, oh, he's just a LARPer. Like this is just his mask. And then it becomes a Gatmoy. And the Artem is of course the like didn't really get into masking, just like openly is awkward all the time type. And I think that's also really cute. But between the two of them, I think they have their own. What I came around on Vin for was that I figured out that it was a mask and he was LARPing, and I found that really endearing, actually. Yeah. A stream in my time zone. Our battle will be legendary. Finn, what's up? Enjoy doing the dishes. I forgot to post my friend's anniversary afternoon tea setup. Wait, please do. That sounds really cute. Wait, a Tears of Themis anniversary afternoon tea, especially as Vin enjoyers. That's perfect. Because Vin's whole thing is like, I mean, he's implied Nordic, but But I feel like his aesthetic is entirely like English countryside cottage rose gardener with a little tea set up at all times. So like the most fancy teaware and British teas collection you've ever seen. Maybe a little bit confused, but also the Scandinavian aspects of his backstory are hand wavy. Like I think in the world of Stellis and the world that it inhabits, this like Nordic region is very, very mashed together European cultures. So I think they're just trying to create a sense that like Vin is highfalutin upper class royalty brat in hiding. Again, I have huge holes in my understanding of his lore. I think what I did gather, I like was playing the event. There's a point where you go talk to his mom. And I was like, his mom's really hot and I've never seen her before. And then they were talking in such like a stiff way and then referring to her ex-husband? I don't know. His dad in a way where I was like, oh, there's a lot here that I'm not clued in on. But I was like trying to catch up a little bit more this morning and then I got distracted playing Nier Automata. So I have no defense for myself. I told myself I was gonna catch up on Vin personal story before this stream and then immediately got distracted playing Nier Automata. So it is what it is. Vin might really be my guy then. Yeah, Vin is, I don't know. I think his, well, again, it's redundant because I think everybody's Blossom story is really well written, but Vin's was the reason I came around on him. And it took me a long time to play his Blossom story. I like put it off for a long time. So I spent many years, I think unjustly, hating on him. But I also think like, if you are a sane member of fandom, like when you hate on a character, it's not a like, yucking others yum kind of hate, right? It's just like, oh, well, that's not my male love interest. Y'all have fun. That's kind of where I'm at. And I'm still like that with Luke. I started out really liking him, and then, as you guys well know, there were a few conversations I didn't approve of. I was like a disapproving mother in the back, like, how dare you speak to Rosa like that? Go sit in a corner and think about what you've done. Anyway, it is what it is. Taro sure has a type. Wait, what do you mean? Artem's special interest is justice! Mass appeal doesn't mean universal. I actually feel like mass appeal is so overrated also. Like, if anything, something that I think they really figured out with Tears of Theme is, well, they like fucked it up a few times, but then have intermittently been figuring it out, is that going for mass appeal over niche appeal is not the correct play. You have 4 male love interests, let them occupy 4 niches. Can they be broad niches? Sure, but like know what you're intending to do with these characters. That's kind of the whole point. We don't want them to all be the same. And I think they've like slipped up a few times trying to make the boys be too mass appealing, if that makes any sense. It's like made a lot of them very bland at times. My criticism of Marius' marriage, like the wedding card, was literally that, right? Like that a lot of the lines he was saying in his vows were not specific enough to his character. They were not infused with his personality or his backstory to the degree to where it felt like good character writing or even a personal moment for us delusional ultimate game players. So I don't know, I hope that's not true for the rest of them. Like, I hope they only drop the ball on Marius. Artem's wedding event writing was very good. Vin's was okay, about the same as Marius's, I think. Yeah. 30 days of Yang streams, Ninjash. Happy 30 stream streak. About to be the most strict mother of all time. Yeah, I'm the mother-in-law or father-in-law. You may refer to me as daddy. I do think it's really funny that like when people come in here and they go, mommy, I go, ick. But if they come in here and they're like first-time chatters, if first-time chatters come in here and they go, daddy, then I'm like, oh. Do I have double standards? Yes. I just started, yeah, Callahan is new here, guys. We convinced a new player to pick this up. And Callahan's a writer. Colin Palm is a writer. So I look forward greatly to your opinions. Father. Exactly, Corvus. You understand. Even better than daddy is father. Honorary geezer daddy. Finn's mom and Ying's wedding reveal one. No, the one I actually want to marry is Celestine, but she's married. Leave your husband, Celestine. Leave him. Oh, she looks so good. Wasn't she in Marius's wedding card in like a gown? Am I hallucinating this? I saw Celestine in like a fancy gown. When was this? I don't know. Brain short-circuited. It didn't store the memory properly. Father of the plug. Wait, I know Orange Pencil in YouTube chat is a Vin enjoyer. Are there any other Vin enjoyers? Twitch side? Anybody? Anybody who's getting married today? I think I missed it earlier. Sometimes the messiest options are the most entertaining. Yeah, exactly. I think what makes all 4 of these male love interests good is that they are imperfect, which is why even though I like hate Luke, quote unquote, I feel like it literally is part of his charm that they wrote him that way. Which like sounds crazy to say because my gripe with him was that he was an abusive manipulator. But like my read on it is still that he only behaved in that way because he's so close with Rosa. They grew up together and he felt it was one of those moments where you're so close with someone you accidentally overstep a boundary. That was my read on it. And I just didn't like it in that moment. It really icked me out. Rosa's an HR nightmare. Oh yeah, she's dating her. Well, technically all 4 of them are coworkers. Technically, because of N2X. But officially, she is dating, of her 4 bachelors that are no longer bachelors, one is not just a coworker, but like a direct work partner, her immediate legal partner, Artem Wing. The other is her client. The other is her client, Marius von Hagen. You could argue that Vin isn't too bad because he's like an advisor, and then Luke is childhood friend and therefore the least problematic. But he's also like a government spy. So an HR nightmare in other ways. Ying is the king of our hell. What does that mean, Bruna? And they were coworkers. Even Luke, I'm not there yet. Well, so they're all technically coworkers because they're all part of an investigations unit together, which to my understanding is not a hobby that they're doing because they're getting like really high level security clearances to do this kind of research. And as part of like a special operations unit implied to be like run by the government in some way, that I think they're all special agents. So I think that's what makes them technically all coworkers. She's using LinkedIn as Tinder. Don't dip your pen in company ink. I like that much better than don't shit where you eat. The Yingferno is Ying's hell. Is that what it is, cheese pants? We just close our eyes at the HR violations. Yeah. Come on. Like, it's an ultimate game. It's a dating sim. Like, I don't think any of us are taking it that seriously. And I think what is interesting is actually that they've acknowledged the proper, what's the word I'm looking for? The properness? I don't really know what word I'm looking for here. They have acknowledged in each of the, I think, confession scenes, if work relationships were like a thing they should be concerned about. The father king of the flock. King is a Soulsborne boss. Are you guys all gonna come up to my house and kill me for my drops? Luke said bioengineering and secret government research and immediately thought he ain't passed the first impression vibe check. I liked his first impression. Well, I liked his first impressions vibe check not because he was a secret agent doing bioengineering research, but because I liked his like tortured, full of death flags. He wasn't supposed to live past, I think, 4 years. And now we've made it to the 5th anniversary of the global version of the game. So again, because Luke is the one I kind of pretend doesn't exist, I have no idea how he survived. I'm gonna assume they came up with some kind of miracle drug that extends his life without, like based on his character writing, right? Here are my assumptions. Okay, Luke enjoyers, validate me or not. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. My understanding is that he's like full of death flags, supposed to die in a few years. That's revealed very early on. I don't even consider that a spoiler. I consider it like a central tenet of his character design. That being what it is, he's very like his whole thing about like everybody has their own reasons for like maybe I shouldn't be with Rosa. Luke's is that he's gonna die soon. And not only is he gonna die soon, he gets these like pain attacks where he's just like in severe suffering for a long time, and he has to take these like special meds that I think the government gives him. My guess, having not played his personal story, is that well, Tears of Themis is really careful to usually not go into high-level government corruption type things too much. So one of my original theories was that it was like a thing that they were doing to like the things that were helping him were actually hurting him and perpetuating his suffering. And it was like it's a secret government plot to like keep like subjugate Luke and keep him under their thumb because they're afraid of him leaking state secret, etc. I now no longer believe that to be the case because that's just not how the writing has gone historically in Tears of Themis. So now my new theory is that like probably some shit happened because there's so much pharmaceutical research stuff happening in the main story that they like find something that elongates his life but doesn't guarantee his survival. And that it has maybe something to do with a lot of the pharmaceutical research victims in the main story. So as to tie Luke closer to these like children they're experimenting on. And then I think that makes the engagement and the wedding with Rosa hit even harder because Rosa sure as hell said some shit like it's okay. Like, I don't want you to die, but don't let that be the reason we can't be together. And every day we spend together is worth it type beat. Like, he's the tragic love interest. So that's my theory. I would have preferred the secret government plot intentionally feeding Luke poison to keep him subjugated because he's undergone like toxicology type like research / training where they increased his tolerance to poisons. And that's another reason I think it's not the case. But anyway, he's gonna change career into a golf pro. What? They don't really talk about the government treatments in the personal story. He does get better in the timeline via sketchy meds and government treatment. Okay. So I was right. Orange Pencil has validated me. My theory is correct. So like through government related things, he's elongated his life, but his survival is not guaranteed. Okay, it had to be the case because Luke would not be the same if he were not constantly under the imminent threat of possible death. His character just wouldn't hit the same. So Hoyo doesn't double down on the angst unlike other very popular otome game. Yeah, I think I expected Hoyo to double down on the angst more, but I think the way they've done it is in the AU storylines where they're allowed to do whatever the fuck they want. So the male love interest get tortured. Rosa also gets tortured a lot more in the card stories. I actually really enjoy it. I feel like most ultimate gamers, like most Josemuke target audience people, myself and all of you included, I know what you are. I think we like to watch our favorites suffer because if you think about all the most popular Josemuke genre games and characters within those games. Like, I think about all the most popular idol games, right? Idolish 7, famously, everyone is tortured. And then, like, all of the most popular Genshin characters are also the ones who have been, like, suffering the most, you know? Like, why do you think we all love Wanderer? It's because he's been through so much. Why is the Anemo curse a thing? Why do we love Xiao, right? Dead friend impact? Like, come on. We want it. That's how we want it. Toxic Yuri, that's what I'm saying. We, the target audience, know what we want. I'm an Anemo main. Yeah, you get it. You get it. Me too. Kind of similar to how HI3 went more out there with all their non-canon events in Captain vs. 8. But think about it, TOT is under the same studio arm as ZZZ. Oh, I didn't know that. Wait, how did you know that, Asuna? Have the devs talked about their like organizational structure? Okay, anyway. Sorry, there's a lot of yapping. I should stop apologizing for yapping because that's obviously something we are all also here for. But the main goal today's main event is I was about to say to get married to Vin Richter, but that's not right. We're getting married to, is it Richter? Rick. I have to pull his card. unlike with Marius, we're not gonna go through as much ceremony. I don't have any setup. I have no gimmicks. I don't have anything. We're literally cold pulling. I'm going in here, as the kids say, raw dogging it. We're raw dogging the gacha. Oh, Ninja, thank you for the hydrate redeem. The Y in Ying stands for yapping. What does the rest of it stand for? Is Ying not just a shorthand for yapping? Okay. Tell me if the game audio gets too loud, but it looks okay to me right now. Okay. You guys ready? Sending my luck. Thank you. Are we inviting Mr. Von Hagen to the wedding? Yeah, my +1 is Marius. In this AU, Rosa's getting married to Vin. So that means I get Marius. Okay, guys. I have some wishes saved up. Oh, they're not called wishes here. They're called visions. I have some visions saved up. Wait, why can't I hear? Oh, I can hear it now. Okay. I've been doing the free polls, so I don't really know. I think I put 6 in. Because it took me 50 to get Marius. Yeah, so I put 6 in, and then 10 in just now. So we're 16 into Vin. Oh. 26. No, okay. I'm like really jealous of all the people who got doubles and triples. But as someone who's crazy enough to pull for 3 out of 4 of them. Well, I have friends who pulled for all 4 male love interests. Is there 50-50 for Tears of Themis? Yeah. Yeah. You do hit a hard guarantee eventually, where you definitely get the featured card, but there's a chance you will get the same character but a different card. Okay, I think I should have enough S-chips. This is 36, I think, for Vin specifically. Wait, could that? No. Okay. It scared me for a moment. I was like, do I see a rainbow? I'm hallucinating. I don't have enough. It's okay. I'm fully willing to open my wallet, even if it's for Vin, because Artem's next. I need more. No. Is that 46? Wait, shit. What have I done? Okay. 46. 56? Is it gonna cost me more than it cost Marius? That would be kind of rude. I'm mentally prepared for it, but it would be rude. Okay. Vin has always been rude to me. That's understandable. We're going into 100 across the 4 banners now. 106. No, you're serious? You're gonna make me go to 100? Are you actually? You for fucking real right now? I should never have said out loud that I was willing to open my wallet, because Hoyo's always listening. Sip more tea to bring him home, you're right. Oh, perfect! Speak of the devil. However, don't forget 50-50. I don't know, actually, I don't know how the pity system works across multiple banners of the same event. So I don't know if this is a guarantee or not. Oh, I don't think this is right. What? What is this card? Who cut Vin? What is this? I don't even know this card exists. What is this? Okay. Could it be a double? Please. Please. Oh no. Boo. Yeah, I'm kind of shook that they showed, like, okay, whatever. I know, I agree, Callahan. He's also, Vin is, if we're just talking aesthetics, Vin is the most my type, like by a long shot. Okay. Nihao, Six Lord, welcome. Welcome to chat. Jesus Christ, 126? 76 rolls into Vin and I still don't have him. 76? I'm broke, dude. I have to, okay. I'm switching screens so I can open my wallet. This sucks. I was mentally prepared for it, but it still sucks. Thank God they recently reset the doubling bonus, so I can just I guess I'll just go for the big one. No pain, no gain. Face not recognized. How dare you? Okay. Your purchase was successful. Okay, we're back. If you didn't come at 6'7", that white boy ain't coming, I fear. Am I gonna accidentally have gotten this SSR also? I do really like the art on this one. Let me see. Let me see. Did we get it? Oh my god.
那与你共度的良宵，已是我心中永不褪色的永恒。
Total accident. Rosa! Oh, I really like her little cardigan looking outfit. Ooh, his like shirt collar is really cool in this too. This aesthetic suits him so well. I really, really enjoy it. Oh, wait, hold on. I need to go look at, oh wait, I still have more. I still have more. Hold on. Okay. I need to go look at Rosa in that 1 second. I have so many fucking SSRs. This one. Why is it upgradable? Why do I already have a copy? I don't know where I got this copy from. Wait, to see Rosa, do I have to evolve? I think I have to. I think I have to. I think I need 2 evolutions. So this one and then one more. Bro, all of this just to see my girl. That's my daughter-in-law. Fuck. We'll do this. It's okay. 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 No, scroll, pan over. Vin, move. Vin, move! Oh, there she is. Oh no, what have I done? She has a little crumb on her mouth. It's so cute. Wait, and her hair ornament is so cute too. Oh, this is one of those like snack places in China where they like float you your stuff. Like it's like a, instead of a conveyor belt, they do like a little river with water on the table. It's one of those places. This is, this guy seems like he would go to a fancy tea shop with me. That's like his entire thing, Bruna. You've read him exactly correct. For those, I always forget, a lot of you guys come and watch my Tears of Thema streams with like 0 TOT knowledge. That's Vin's aesthetic, exactly. Vin, get out of the way! Exactly! I don't know why I have 2 copies of this. I genuinely have no clue. I don't know where the first copy came from. Oh, did I get 2 copies just now because of the, like, I got an additional copy in the top-up redeems? Hold on. Oh, yeah. Then my second one was here. Okay, cool. Well, that explains it. Now we have a whole 20 for free. It's just really annoying when the desire sensor doesn't work. Or like when the desire sensor doesn't do the thing it's supposed to do, which is deny you the thing you desire. Like you would think that because I want Vin less than Marius that I would get him in fewer pulls, but I only spent 50 on Marius and now we're 86 into Vin. Yo, great anime, by the way. The only streams I actually have any context besides your own streams are the yapping ones. I know nothing about games. Yeah, Bruna's always like, you're the best gamer I know. Oh man, I think I just fully accept that I need 100 Vin pulls. So I'm gonna go 1 by 1 to hit 150. I don't miss gacha games for this reason. Well, the thing is, like I always say, gacha isn't gambling if you're always mentally prepared to pay full price. I just like sometimes get a discount. So it's never been gambling for me, unfortunately. Maybe it's an aesthetics desire reader. Oh, you know what it is? The desire sensor is fully functional because it knows how bad I want this Rosa. Oh, shut up. I hate that Marius card. The story was actually very well written, but I hate the card. So ugly. His gold eyeliner is so bad. Okay, I think this should be it. Let me see if I'm right. I don't understand the gacha rules in this game very well. Yeah, okay, perfect. So I think this is the guarantee.
Mm.
来了，就这个了。
纵然奔赴彼岸，我心欢快。
Look at her! How can they jump past it like that? Bring me Rosa! Oh, I love her. Her gown and her accessories in this card specifically are just like zero complaints. It's truly, oh my god, oh my fucking god. Okay, let me go level the card so we can read the story. I'm like, if I read it fast enough, maybe I can also do Artem today. No, I won't do that. I keep saying I want shorter streams and the streaming too long. You soft boy. I do think his whole gimmick of like he and Artem, well, I guess all four of the boys are like, I have to put up this persona and only with you, Rosa, can I like be myself. But it hits especially hard for Vin, I think, because of his, oh, there she is. Her eyes match his like cravat thing. Oh my god, the way they animated her veil is really impressive in Live 2D. Like you can like feel the sheerness of it. I also have to say, again, those of you who don't go here and don't play this game, I've been playing through the Vin wedding event. Of the four boys, you know how we were talking about how it was like really progressive, like surprisingly progressive of Hoyo to give us a dialogue thing where all four of the men are like, we know that the weight of societal expectation when it comes to women in marriage is the way it is. And so in this discussion, if you don't want to get like formally married and you just want to do like a ceremony for us, we can do that. And then you're literally given the option to choose. Vin's was the only one I saw where while I was playing it, I was like shocked. He explicitly requested the ceremony over. He was like, I would be okay with either the formal or the more personal ceremony. I want the personal ceremony. Like my personal request is to do the ceremony. And then not only that, later on, like that's kind of an illusion of choice moment. Like it matters in that like you, the player, have made this selection, but it doesn't affect anything in the story. The event story goes on. And then these two, the reason this scene is so intimate specifically compared to the other wedding cards is because there's nobody here. It's just them. They like elected to do a 2-person ceremony in like a little town in like a fake Nordic, distant Nordic town in a tiny rundown little chapel where the locals usually have their like events and ceremonies and things like that. Like they went out there and it's just them. It's literally, they did all of this just to set up a ceremony for just the two of them. And I got emotional. I know, I also cried a little bit reading it. Orange, I'm crying a little bit just thinking about it. Like, I really love that. There's so many things about Vin's aesthetics and, I don't know, character choices that I just really adore. I like can't help but really like him. So I've really come around. I know, isn't this random man getting hella points in favor? And it's like, it is a little bittersweet because of the reason that he has to be so private. But I'm just happy that this is how it turned out for them. Yeah, not the dead mom braid. It's okay. Rosa for sure has plot armor. There's no way they're gonna kill her off. I know, Rosa's gown, like by a long shot. This one's my favorite. Let me, okay, I'll rotate this for you. Hold on. Fuck, where's my transform? Rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise. Doesn't that look so good? I think it's like something about the veil and then the like super classic off the shoulder cut of the gown. And then she has like a mermaid silhouette going on towards the bottom of it. Like, I've never been the kind of person who grew up thinking like, oh, someday I want to be married. And like, I know exactly what my wedding dress is going to look like. But I've just like instinctively over years of like seeing friends choose their wedding dresses and like watching, I don't know, random shows and vlogs and whatever of people choosing their wedding dresses, like I've become really clear on what my favorite silhouette is. And I've always liked the classic with the classic bodice with the mermaid bottom. I don't know, it's just like such a classic, like elegant, clean silhouette, and I really, really love that. So I think most of my friends are more the princess gown type, so I haven't been able to see a friend wear this yet. But I'm just, one of these days, one of my friends is gonna get married and wear a mermaid tail silhouette, and I'm gonna be so happy. Joanna, isn't that so romantic? I agree. Players at Homeschool found a similar Vivienne Westwood dress. Oh, wait, I love that. I love that it's Vivienne Westwood. Okay. I don't go here, but it feels like her vibe. Yeah, elegant and accentuates the figure. Yeah, but in like a really like dainty way, like a really classy way. Okay, let us actually read the story now. Thank God they started doing these for the anniversary cards where there's only 3 parts, because a lot of the card stories having like 7 parts was killing me. It was killing me. Okay, so again, the only things I know about Vane's backstory, full of holes. I'm a tourist here today. I'm a wedding guest. If you are getting married to Vin today, congratulations. I'm here to celebrate you. Prince of Svart, a fictional Nordic implied nation. He's currently in Celis working as a as a criminal psychologist and also a professor of psychiatry. Like he does both psychology and psychiatry, something like that. I think he has 2 PhDs. I don't know what in. He has an attendant whose name is it Ogier or something like that? I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, he's a prince. He's a prince. He's like an undercover prince. These are where the holes start to occur in my head. I don't know why he's hiding. I don't know why he's secretly a prince instead of just like a prince. Prince of what? Prince of Svart? I think it's called. Undercover prince and CEO. Yeah, you see why Artem is, I think, everybody's favorite choice. Like logically, if we were to logically choose a favorite out of the 4, Artem is the most obvious choice. Because Luke, even though he's our childhood friend, is dying and also a secret undercover agent who works in like bioengineering experimentation. No. A Playboy facade CEO who is younger than you, lost his mother at a very young age, continues to be hung up about that, definitely has mommy issues, and calls you 姐姐 or one-san, like in that piteous, bratty way all the fucking time. Second choice. Third choice, like secret prince of faraway nation whose parents I think are estranged or divorced, and they have like really, I don't know. And he's also just like, he puts a lot of work into being hard to approach because that's how he masks. Like of these 3 options, and then your 4th option is your very normal lawyer coworker who's like a few years your senior, went to the same school as you. His boss really likes shipping the 2 of you. His mom is really supportive. He has normal parents. His only secret is that he's like anonymous but famous film critic on the internet. That's like his hobby. He's like a cinemaphile. He's a great cook. I'm like, is there really a debate here? Obviously we should all want to marry Artem. Like, I just think it's really obvious. Yeah, let's go for the coworker. I know it's such a normal guy secret. He's like, oh, I'm secretly like a cinemaphile film critic on the internet. I love Artem so much. But unfortunately, my heart belongs to Marius, and that makes me so mad. I always say, like, if I had a modicum of taste or intellect, I would have chosen Artem. Logically, Artem is obviously the best bet. And he's a great cook. He's such a good cook. When you start out with Marius, he can't cook at all. Marius can't cook. You know, one of my deal breakers when I'm dating IRL? Oh, Duan, thank you for $5. I appreciate the tip. Thank you for feeding the bird. I eat it up. I will buy a boba with your money. One of my deal breakers is I won't date, okay, maybe this is a double standard because I will just say it. I'll just say it. I won't date men who can't cook. I will date women who can't cook. That's okay. But I won't date men who can't cook. No! How dare you be so incompetent? If anything, not only will I not date a man who can't cook, I will only date men who cook well. Like, it's not just a disqualification thing. It's like a qualifier. Like, what about men willing to learn to cook? That's okay. In fact, but the thing is, like, they can't just be willing. They have to be actively in progress of learning to cook. And then I'll entertain it. Then it's okay. The person I dated the longest for 7 years, to this day, I'm still quite fond of him, but it was long distance and it wasn't going to work out. I often joke to myself, I don't think I've ever said this out loud, but really, really early on when we weren't official yet, he was like, do you want to do dinner? And then I was like, yeah, should we go somewhere? And he was like, actually, I was thinking of cooking. We were in like college dorms, like cooking wasn't super easy. And I was like, sure, like, what are you gonna make? He was like, I have a specialty. You'll see. I was like, what? And then he made just like one of the best, it was like a pasta bake lasagna thing. It was just so good. It was so good. And I joke. I joke that this is the moment I fell for him. The adage is the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. No, it's the other way around. Not if they can't cook, but if they won't cook. Yeah, Asuna, that's the thing I hear more often from my friends. My friends are like, oh, your requirements are like really high. For me, it's just like as long as they can cook, like are able to and willing, then I'm okay. They don't have to be a good cook. And I'm like, no, they have to be impressive enough that they have something they're good at. Like if they were to get invited to a potluck, they would have to have a thing that they got invited to that potluck to bring. Like, oh, let me make up a name. Anthony's. What's a dish I really like? Shanghainese lion head meatballs are like the best. You know, like you need to have that kind of reputation. Anyway, lasagna would seduce me in a heartbeat. Yeah, we're actually all Garfield. But it was weirdly, like, it wasn't even the dish itself. It was like when we were washing up after. And I realized like I don't cook like these kinds of dishes, and I don't understand how to clean up like pasta bake trays and stuff like that. And then bro had to like instruct me through like, oh, well, there's a lot of grease left on this pan and we can't put that down the drain. And I'm sitting there like, I've never cooked something with this much grease left in the pan and I didn't know that. So I had to be taught how to wash up. And it's not like I didn't know how to cook, you know, but it was humbling. And I was like, and he was so patient about it and didn't like make fun of me for not knowing to not put grease down the drain. And I was just like, oh, wow. He's a keeper. Happy times. Fighting toxic masculinity one home-cooked meal at a time. Precisely. Hello, Lune, welcome. I cook for my friends so they won't lower their standards. Well said, Orange. Well said. Okay, let's begin. It is a dawn of absolute silence, where even the cicadas up in the trees have opted for a moment of silence as the entire town slumbers beneath the twinkling light of the morning star. I think after this I'm going to give all of the card stories a rating and choose my favorite based on writing alone, so we're going to pay attention. The bed curtains cast layers of shadows as you lie wide awake staring at the canopy above. Don't want to be the Genshin character with no special dish. I've multiple times fallen in love with chefs and restaurant owners for a reason. Yeah. I get it, Marina. You have good taste. I barely managed to fall asleep last night, only to wake up so early. You will have to wait till dawn for Mrs. Aiken to come help with the preparations, and there's still quite a while until then. Mrs. Aiken is the housekeeper. Oh, I didn't finish catching you guys up on what I know about Vin. I learned from the wedding event. Actually, we all learned from this wedding event because he didn't tell Rosa until now. Again, he's a sussy baka and not always on purpose. I don't know. This time I was kind of like, I don't think I like it. But, sorry. All that is to say, in the wedding event, we learn the town that they chose, the chapel in which they're going to get married in, just the two of them. Rosa was like, you didn't just randomly choose this town. Like, why this town? I can tell there's, like, significance to you. And Vin fucking goes, yeah, so I never told you this, but I bought a castle in this town. And before we knew each other and before we started dating, whenever I felt really bad and I had to go mope somewhere and crash out on my own, I would go to this castle. And it was my crash out castle. I was like, I can't tell if this is bad character writing or good character writing because, yes, absolutely, that sounds like Vin. On the other hand, it's just so gimmicky, you know what I mean? Like, oh no, my secret prince fiance secretly owns a castle that he just randomly bought on a whim that he never told me about, you know? So goofy. Anyways, this is just to catch you guys up. Crash Out Castle sounds so valid. No, and then he did this whole cheesy thing. Oh my god, I took a screenshot of it. I fucking laughed so hard. The dialogue took me out. Hold on, what did he say? His phrasing was, oh yeah. Rosa's like, wait, like you bought a fucking castle? I don't think I've ever heard you mention it in the time I've known you. And Vin's like, that is because I have not been back there since meeting you. She's like, why? He's like, wait. Because I have found a true sanctuary where I can be at ease, and it is by your side. Hence, there is no longer a need for me to travel to the distant Finno town to comfort my weary soul. Like he dead ass went like, because I no longer search for a home, because you are my home. Like, cliches exist for a reason because they're good, but something about this one, I was just like, I'm so sorry, I could not take it seriously. I was just like, okay, bro. I just feel like before you marry someone that this, like your properties and holdings are actually pretty important, and you should probably, like, figure that out. Like, you're my Crash Out Castle. That's a trope, no? A hidden... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're all tropes. All 4 of the male love interests are tropes. We're playing an ultimate game. We're full of tropes. That's what we're here for. Not without also making a living will ahead of time and Rosa finding out. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Kunai brings up a really important point, which is that for all 4 male love interests, there's a different pretext for why they start talking about getting married. You read about it in the event. It's not in any of the personal stories or card stories or anything. It's in the event. Or I guess technically the event is the personal story. But anyway, what was it? Marius's was like with what's his face, the assistant. What's his name? Vincent? Yeah, Vincent like was drafting up paper. Anyways, that's off topic. Let me stay on topic. Vin's pretext was Rosa's like looking at his desk, I think looking for something on his desk or whatever. Happens across a will. He's like, me, like I, Vin Richter, hereby declare like my final will and testament or whatever. And she's like, why are you writing a will? Like, are you okay? And then like, that's how the conversation starts. She like has skimmed enough of it in her split second looking at it that she sees that he's like left her everything. And they're not even married, you know? So that's how the conversation starts, where she's like, he's kind of like dancing around the topic and is like, well, other than a will, there's only one other way that I can make sure all of everything I own goes to you if I die. And she's like if we got married? Sorry. Vin is really cute sometimes. This is one of those moments where I found it really cute. But okay. I literally was like, we're gonna lock in, and then immediately locked out. Well, kind of locked in. We were talking about backstory things. Okay. Take a sip of tea and continue. He's the not smooth one. He's the one who like, he and Artem are the not smooth ones, but they're not smooth in different ways. Vin is like fake smooth, and then you catch him out on it, and he's like, and then Artem is just not smooth at all, and then he's always blushing to his ears, and then Rosa finds it really cute, and then that's the end of the story. Okay, and we went on this detour because I had to explain the castle to you, because I have to explain who Mrs. Eichen is, because Mrs. Eichen is the housekeeper for the castle, and I couldn't say that without first explaining that there was a castle. Yeah, exactly. It's not really a tangent. Yeah, it's like relevant to the text on screen. Okay. Huge detour, but here we go. Compelling reason besides that, because it's also to protect her from his family. Yeah, precisely. He, as I mentioned, despite the holes in my knowledge, Vin is clearly estranged from his family, trying to cut off a whole half of his family, actually. Okay. Oh, Hiragi-yu's personal bottom. Welcome. I just met up with you yesterday, actually. They printed stickers for me for our meetup at Offkai. By the way, if any of you guys are going to Offkai, me, Hiragi-yu, and Aquaverse are doing a joint meetup. We were all like, all three of us were like, we'll have pretty small fandoms, but like, surely if we all join together, there will be enough people. So, if you're going to Offkai, I'll see you at the gathering. I didn't go bar hopping together. I met up with them earlier. We went cafe hopping, not bar hopping. Okay. Not truly cafe hopping also. We kind of ended up only at one coffee shop at the end of the day. Okay. So Mrs. Aiken is doing preparations. I wonder if Vin slept well last night. Following the tradition of the bride and groom being unable to see each other on the eve of the wedding, you two had bid each other goodnight and spent the night in separate rooms. Bruna's like, how dare you call this a small fandom? I'm just saying, like, in the context of hosting a gathering at a convention, like, such tenacity. Recalling how hesitant Vin was when planning this part of the process, you finally understand his feelings at the time. I never expected the night to last that long. Oh, because they haven't slept apart in a while, is that why? That's cute. After muttering to yourself, you leave the bed and walk to where your wedding dress hangs. Even though you already knew what it would look like when you were designing the wedding dress with Vin, as well as having tried it on many times in advance. But when the time finally comes for you to put it on during your wedding day, just as you envisioned you would, your chest swells with overwhelming nervousness and anticipation. The horizon has been dyed a thin, translucent gold as the morning light spills over the window onto your wedding dress. I should put it on now. Ilune, I agree. I can only tolerate a certain degree of cheese. And Tears of Themis crosses the boundary actually pretty often. Just as you finish changing into the wedding dress, you hear rustling at the doorway. Is Mrs. Aiken already here? But when you reach the door, you find no one knocking and the rustling has ceased. Huh? You quickly figure out who it is, and the question leaves you without a second thought. Oh! Vin, is that you? Oh, that's why he's like listening at the door in the first art. I was like, what is he doing? This shady motherfucker. I can appreciate the devs trying to make him look like a red flag until the very bitter end. You receive an instantaneous reply and you hear a soft sound from the other side as Vin gently rests his forehead against the door. I think that's Vin and Marius' overlap is the doubt versus trust question. Like, they both, in their different ways, have struggled a lot with being able to trust people because people come after them for obvious reasons. And, like, will make nice with them, but fake for obvious reasons. And so the two of them have always been they're both the type, like, Vin and Marius both they do the thing where they, like, put on the facade to maintain a certain emotional distance from, like, everybody around them because they're, like, tired of being burned. And their personal stories are fun because it's the gradual unveiling of them learning to, it's like, because of the way Rosa leads by example, they relearn to trust. Because in moments where they looked really untrustworthy, Rosa chooses to trust them. That they're like, oh, well, if you're able to take this risk, then I should also be brave. And I think that's really cute. But I think they stop making Marius look shady really soon, and they make Vin continue to look shady through the literal wedding. Just by closing your eyes, you can picture how he looks at this moment. His movements, his expressions, and even the dim... Oops, sorry, I have a weird thing on my screen. Even the dim sunlight that envelops him. Vin pauses briefly, his fingertips tracing along the pattern on the door before finally coming to rest in the gap between the door.
本来想问你昨晚睡得好吗？但看到你也醒这么早，我想我已经有答案了。
The audio is a little wacky. It's not clear. Why? That's strange. Bad connection somewhere? Hello? Did I break it? Did I break it? I do hear some fuzz, like static or something. It must be a poor connection somewhere. Let me see.
来想问你昨晚睡得好吗？但看到你也醒这么早，我想我已经有答案了。
No, you're right. You're right, Lika. I think that's on purpose. I think he's supposed to be on the other side of the door. Okay, cool. I wanted to ask if you slept well last night, but seeing how early you woke up, I believe I already have my answer. After all, we're about to... I get nervous just thinking about it.
我也是，而且越是临近，我就越是不能掌控自己的心情。
I feel the same way. The closer it gets, the less I am able to control my emotions. Should I give him like a posh Brit accent since he's like half fake British? Let's do it. Let's do it. For funsies. Vin, why don't we just chat for a while? Since we can't sleep anyway, it'll help make the time pass until dawn. What's he doing? He remained silent for a while, seemingly channeling his thoughts through an unconscious gesture, and after a very gentle knock on the door, Vin chuckles softly.
那就讲一个肥脑镇流传已久的寓言故事吧。
What kind of a British accent should I... Let me think. Then allow me to share a fable that has been passed down in Fenau Town for generations. We'll try it. If anyone's curious, Vin did tell a few people he was getting married, but because of their relation connecting back to Safari, he did not invite them to his wedding. Yeah, so Vin actually had a really cute segment in his event where you got voicemails from people because they're not at the wedding, so you hear it like through voicemail instead. It was sweet. His mother, he finally made up with, and his attendant, Ogier. It would... Ogier? Something like that. It would become really complicated if his father's side and stepmom knew about it, as his stepmom does not like Vin. His life has been targeted a few times. Yeah. My understanding of why he was undercover was just that like he was on really bad terms with his his family back in Svart. He sounds so pretentious with the British. He is though. Like well, I'll show you in the event writing actually. He's like always written really stiff. Vin clears his throat slightly.
很久很久之前，这里还是一片无名的土地。要说有什么值得称道，
He's also very visibly a foreigner.
只有漫山
Like
遍野
people
的山
pointed
毛
out
区
in the writing in the story. So canonically, it's like visible. Once upon a time, this was an unnamed land. It had little to speak of save for the beech trees that thrived here. Beech trees? You mean those trees all over town?
山毛榉是欧洲常见的观赏性树木，但与之相关的故事却不算多。
Yes. While beech trees are common ornamental plants in Europe, there are not many stories associated with them. Sounds interesting. Oh, there are lots of beech trees outside Fenau Castle? I don't know how to pronounce it. Their lush leaves rustle in the breeze, but neither you nor Vin had paid particular attention to them. Vin continues telling his tale.
某一年夏夜，3个被故乡放逐的旅人在这里相遇。
Sorry, I was just laughing at Saturn's half-fake British. Because it is. Like, it's like they couldn't decide what kind of European to make him. So they were like, okay, we'll make his, like, tea and gardening things very British. But then his backstory will be Nordic royalty. It's like, really... It's quite the mix. One summer night, 3 exiled travelers met here.
他们想要定居于此，便向守护在此地的精灵祈求庇佑。
The burning yandere, hello! Wishing to settle down here, they sought the protection of the fairy who guarded this land.
精灵说，如果他们能熬过3次月圆，而不互
He
相
does
厌
love
弃，
making desserts for Rosa. Yeah, he's like a
他就将这
confectioner.
片土地赠予他们。
The first thing he ever makes for her is a Mont Blanc because he was low-key jealous because Rosa was like looking at someone else making a Mont Blanc and being like, wow, that's really impressive. And then he sends her his own Mont Blanc. And is like, actually, it's not that hard. Like, I also made one. And did you know that it's blah, 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 like info dump? Like, oh, like this only used to be considered for like a dessert for royalty because sugar was so hard to procure unless you were like really rich. And so like nowadays it's like nothing special. But back in the day, it was only for royalty because of how much sugar it took to make. Asian cultures and Western games are sometimes a weird hodgepodge of Japanese and Chinese elements. Yeah, precisely. Exactly, Saturn. I mean, people said that about Mondstadt and Fontaine too in Genshin, right? That they just kind of like mashed a bunch of European cultures. Well, they were like, you can't criticize Sumeru or Natlan because Fontaine and Mondstadt also had the same problem where they were mashing cultures together. And everybody was like, yeah, but it was like 2 or 3 and not 5 or 6. Also, like, distinct cultures is kind of a, you know, there are blurred edges through all of that, so. The fairy said that if they could endure 3 full moons without growing weary of each other, she would bestow this land upon them.
但代价是
Is Vin a writer? Vin is a psychiatrist and psychologist. But the price was that settlers shall never... Why can't I say this? The price was that settlers shall never inquire about... Oh my god, all the R's. Shall never inquire about each other's past. They must have passed the fairy's test, right?
据说他们亲手建立了这里的一切，也包括这座古堡。
It is said that they built everything here with their own hands, including this castle.
渐渐的，无法回到故乡的人们
Why is a
都
prince
聚
a
集到这
psychologist?
里，
He's estranged from his
也让这
family,
片土地有
so
了名字。
they're like actively hunting him, actually. Gradually, those who could not return to their homeland gathered here, giving this land its name.
在本地语言里，肥脑镇是自由新生的意思。
In the local language, Finao means free and reborn. You relax a little and lean against the door as if there is no such barrier between you two. Actively hunting? This is not in the debrief. Well, so the holes in my knowledge where I know he's a prince in hiding. I don't know why he's in hiding. My assumption is he's getting hunted. And then, who was it earlier? I think Kurai was helping us out backfilling, that he had been they had tried to take his life multiple times. I think his stepmother, technically. Like, his father remarried. The sunlight rolls through the clouds, casting a warm shadow on the door, much like his warmth. Vin, is this story the reason why you like Finao?
算是吧。
Birthday card about his dad's side.
这里的居民
Oh,
很热
I
情，
should read this one. That sounds
但
good.
就像预言流传的那样，他们从不知
The other important thing about Vin that I didn't tell you guys is that his voice actor is the same guy who voices well, a lot of characters, but for me the most salient one is 天官赐福 Xie Lian. He voices Xie Lian, which is really funny because Xie Lian is like pure boy who could do no wrong, and Vin is like sussy baka. However, this voice actor, a very well-known voice actor in China, was put under house arrest for, I believe, tax evasion. Now, mind you, the CCP will use tax evasion as an excuse to punish their like political targets, you know what I mean? It may be true that he did do tax evasion, entirely likely, but I just think it's important to cast a little bit of doubt whenever this happens because it happens all the time. That being said, the result of him being under house arrest for, I believe, a whole year was that HoYoverse was like, well, we're not going to recast him, and we're not going to do the thing where like everyone else is voiced except for one of these characters. So HoYoverse being HoYoverse, they made an AI voice of Vin's voice actor acting as Vin because they had so much voice data on him. And it was so believable that I think many of us did not notice. To the point where there are videos on YouTube of people who have made games out of it. Yeah, with the actor's consent, to be clear. The actor explicitly but also like how much can you consent when your job is on the line? Like how much of that is, anyways, it is technically with permission from the voice actor. They made an AI model of his voice. And then people made games on like YouTube where they were like, guess, I'm going to play 2 voice lines from Vin. Guess which one is the AI and which one's the real one. And I think I came out of there with like a 60 to 70% accuracy. Like I didn't really get it that well. This is believable to the point where the CCP went, didn't we arrest that guy? I know, I'm kind of like, if it was house arrest, why couldn't they have just given him a mic? I don't know. I think they probably thought it would be easier to just, or like a good excuse to test the AI stuff that they wanted to test, you know? Like, China's whole attitude on AI is so, it's, if I talk about this, I will not shut up about it. So I'm going to stop here. But you guys know my opinions of AI. Weirdly, I'm actually not as condemning of AI as I think many creatives who are like me. But I am definitely not pro AI. That's for sure. AI K-pop covers. Oh my god, yeah. To this day, the most popular like Inertia cover is an AI cover. I did like a Raise Up Your Bat vocal cover, and the most popular Raise Up Your Bat vocal covers using the original lyrics, like without new lyrics that somebody wrote, are all AI. This is a TOT class. AI ethics is tomorrow. Okay, let me reorient here. Oh, Rosa's like, is that why you chose this place? Because of this backstory. And Vin says, sort of. The residents here are quite hospitable, but just as the local fable goes, they never inquire about the pasts of others. Oh, actually, I was struggling with that line. They never inquire about. Therefore, aside from Mrs. Aiken, no one knows my identity. Come to think of it, we're both travelers in a foreign land. You can't help but smile thinking about the warm welcome you've received since arriving in Fennow Town. Seeing us rushing from one place to another, everyone must have thought of us as another couple looking forward to starting a new life together. Who would have guessed that the ceremony would be an escape for us both and carry such profound meaning? An escape from the shadows of the past and prying eyes to a place where you can stay by each other's side forever. I thought you were going to say it's so believable that the government had to go check in on him. What's up, YY? Welcome in. Asia broadly is more positive about it. Yeah. Oh my god, I recently found out how pro AI like India is, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not surprised, but also like terrifying. Okay. You want to tell Vin these thoughts in person, but before that, shouldn't you look into his eyes when saying so? Open the door, Rosa. Fuck tradition. With that thought in mind, you firmly grip the doorknob. Do it.
天亮了。
Day has broken. Vin's words interrupt your thoughts, and the door only manages to budge a crack before it stops.
艾坎夫人很快就会过来，
Mrs. Aiken will be here shortly.
所以，在我们无法见面的最后一小段时间里，我想告诉你，我很想你。
I would have loved for us to have a break with tradition in that moment, Vin. But okay. Therefore, during this brief period when we cannot meet, I wish to tell you, I miss you dearly. Rosa!
而这也是整个清晨我最想说的事。
And that has been what I have been most eager to convey to you all morning. You freeze as he casually brings up the longing that kept you awake at night, yet even this brief confession does little to soothe you. Not a really Western thing, but also a specific Western demographic. Oh, that is probably true. But it's not like I feel like a lot of Chinese creatives are also very anti-AI. Like there's plenty of anti-AI sentiment in the pockets that I have access to in China as well. Like a really common refrain I'll hear is, oh my god, all these idiots are using AI wrong. Like, isn't it obvious that we should be using AI to automate the drudgery, but instead we're automating the creativity? Like, what the fuck, why? It's like a really common voice I hear echoed in like Chinese spaces, actually. So all hope is not lost. You hear a sigh and then everything falls silent. You can only hear the sound of your heart pounding wildly in your ears. Older creatives, not all older creatives, but I do think they tend to bias a little bit more pro AI. Yeah. Overwhelmed by emotion, you can no longer bring yourself to hold back and open the door. I'm so glad we decided to do it, Rosa. I'm proud of you. Because if all of this is about like breaking away from the haunting shadows of the past, then I think the symbolic gesture of opening this door and like violating a tradition you were trying so hard to respect is like deeply symbolic, actually. White light floods in, but the corridor is empty. Vin is nowhere to be seen. Okay, well, you tried. There is only a white rose by the door, illuminated by the morning sun. Oh, that's true. The older creatives can afford it. You guys are cowards for not giving us a really hot old lady, Mrs. Aiken. Like, we need more hot hags. I strongly stand by this statement. I need role models, guys. I need to know what my future looks like. One of my favorite quotes from Dimension 20 is the most recent season where Vesper, Batchild Vesper, played by Emily Axford, says I never wanted to become a vampire. Like, I wanted to age. I wanted to get old. I wanted to do that thing where you turn 40 and then suddenly get really hot. I fucking lost it. I was like, girl has a point. There are a lot of women who turn 40 and then suddenly get really hot. The beech tree thing. I asked about him maybe having writing as a hobby because beech trees represent the integrity and longevity of written knowledge. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I can see that. I didn't know that they had that symbolism. That's really cool. So damn true, right? So damn true. Mrs. Eichen arrives shortly after Vin leaves. After busying around for quite a while, you are nearly done with your preparations. Oh, I will say, I think Artem's mom doesn't look very old, actually. But Vin's mom is visibly aged, and she's hot. I'll see if I can pull up a screenshot. I'm pretty sure I took one. The only sound in the room is the rustling of fabric. Your mind wanders as you stare at the glistening dewdrops on the petals of the white rose lying quietly on the table. I wonder how his preparations are going. Keep forgetting that that's his name. A lot of people are disappointed about George Lucas saying it was the future. Wait, saying what was the future? Oh, AI? I think the thing about a lot of like Gen X's and boomers is that they are really optimistic about technology because of the very positive ways that they have seen technology impact their lives. And they don't understand the pitfalls the way that millennials and Gen Zs do. So. Wait, Bruna's doing a PhD thesis about monopoly in South Korea. I didn't know this about you. That's the lore drop. People do whole papers modeling stuff about superstar firms, and they just mention Korea in a footnote, while there are public data sets you could use. A lot of creators that have been in their industry for a long time see it as a way to increase their efficiency because they already have established their own voice and have nothing to prove. Yeah, why? I think that's a really good angle on it also, is that they're the fact that they are established means that their power position is different from younger creatives in the space in general, and it changes the way they look at AI tooling. But I also think they lack a sort of fundamental understanding of like the technological basis. I mean, most people do, but I think the older people even more so. Not to be ageist about it, it's just an obvious trend. And obviously not all of the older creatives also. Most of the older creatives I've met like in person are very staunchly anti-AI, so. Okay, are you and Wilhelm planning to try our local customs? What are the local customs? Mrs. Eichen seems to have been rambling about something, but by the time you snap out of your thoughts, she's already finished talking. What custom was she talking about? I've never heard Vin mention it. I have a bit of a theory, which is that I think our community has an overrepresentation of people with like graduate level degrees. I'm just one of the most common lore drops in this chat, I feel, has been somebody going like, yeah, I'm getting my master's or my like PhD in this subject. I'm just like, wow. I feel so stupid next to you guys. But I've been thinking about going back to school too. I'm still considering, don't know for sure. Just as you open your mouth to ask, the hourly chime rings out in the distance. As millennials, we have to be a little ageist because of the weird bell curve in technical literacy. Oh my god, yeah, the bell curve is so weird, isn't it? It's so weird. Mrs. Eichen affectionately pats your shoulder before draping the prepared veil behind you. When I found you, Ying, I was starting my master's. Bruno, that's crazy! You went from master's straight to PhD then? Or was it one of those, like, you did the PhD program and it came with the master's? Let's talk about that later. It's nearly time. As discussed, I'll be waiting downstairs with Snowball on a leash. Ah, Snowball! Look, even people with brains need some brain off content with some in-depth discussion after laughing at a fart joke. You're right. This is a safe space for nerds. I'll head down to make the preparations first. You can rest for a little while more. Got my master's and then went somewhere else for PhD. Oh, okay. Great. I failed out of college, but somehow managed to wiggle into the VFX industry. Oh, why? I didn't know you were in VFX industry. We're getting a lot of chat lore drops today. Oh my god, it really is like being at a wedding. You're at like somebody else's wedding and you're like catching up with your friends you haven't seen in a really long time and then getting like huge lore drop updates from their lives. That's what this chat is today. Snowballs, they're a horse. So many intellectuals in chat motivate me even more. Yeah, it's true. I've like been thinking about getting into teaching, and to do teaching in the US, generally speaking, you need a master's. So that's why I've been thinking about going back to school. And then there's the question of like, what do I get my master's in? I don't know if I want to get a master's in education necessarily. So then what else? Yeah. You watch as Mrs. Eichen exits the room, leaving you alone again once more. Your mind turns like a turbulent sea, refusing to calm for even a moment. I was going to make a joke about being a high school graduate. I quit my day job this year to go to college. Callahan, congratulations! Good luck! That's really awesome! According to the event plan, after a night apart, you will arrive at Fenagh Castle's garden on horseback, where Vin will be... I think it's cute that like the vibe is really like knight on horseback, except who's on the horse? Rosa. I don't think retail pharmacy is not intellectual though, Hiragi. I feel like that's still takes a ridiculous amount of training. Did my webcam just glitch? That was freaky. He has prepared a special memento there, and after revealing what it is, you'll head to Bureau Hall together to make your lifelong vow. So it has to do with local customs somehow, right? Because Rosa blinked. She is the knight! To that end, Vin even brought Snowball, the pony you two adopted in Celis, to Fenagh Town. It has now grown into a fine steed. Do you think Snowball has jet lag? Vin would be a pretty damsel in distress. I have a great card to show you guys. For those of you in here who have been like, wow, Vin's aesthetics are really up my alley, I have a beautiful card. Two beautiful cards. I have to wait, shit, one of them I don't think I rolled. It took a lot of self-control, but I didn't roll it. I'll Google it for you. Okay, there's still half an hour until I can walk in. Can you refer to me as bottom? Since you can't be Hiragi. Okay, I'll try. You're so right. It is a little weird to refer to you as Hiragi. Okay, bottom. Should I say personal bottom? Oh, but not my. If I say personal bottom, then it's my personal bottom. It's Yu's personal bottom. Okay, you glance at the clock. It's minute hand seeming to inch along. Okay, bottom. I wonder what Vin's doing. Oh my god, Asuna. Incredible stories happening. Incredible lore drops we're getting today. Imagining what Vin must look like right now, you find yourself inexplicably drawn to the door. It should be fine to take a peek at his door, right? Okay, bottom. 90% of chat turns their heads. Yeah, guys, didn't you know this is a bottom for bottom stream? That's not even right. I don't think I'm even believably... I'm also 2 ace, but hypothetically, could I be a bottom? I don't think so. I don't think I got it in me. Or maybe Vers. The moment you push the door open, a familiar voice reaches your ears and you freeze in your tracks as you see Vin standing right by the door. His hand freezes in midair, hovering for several seconds before dropping back down to his side. Vin, you see your reflection in those familiar golden eyes. After a fleeting moment of surprise, his gaze softens, trailing from your dress to your shoulders and finally meeting your eyes. Yingverse! Yes! Vin raises his hand, perhaps wanting to lift your veil or caress your hair as he usually does, but in the end he simply chuckles and holds your wrist. Wrist?!
还以为我在来之前就做好准备了，结果
His is probably also my favorite of the groom's outfits. Like, I think it's because they went for something so traditional, but also just really classy for Vin and Rosa's wedding. I like can't help but be a bit of a traditionalist when it comes to these kinds of aesthetics. It's just so beautiful. I believed I was giving him a British. I believed I was adequately prepared before coming here. Yet
不论多少次看到这一幕，
coming
我都一
here,
样不知所措。
I'm trying to figure out the like British like R sound, the like preposterous, preposterous, like where they tap their R's. No matter how many times I witness this scene, I remain equally at a loss. Get a lot of stories living in low-income housing like this. Oh, true. I had a friend who was a nurse in like a more low-income district, and their stories are very exciting. Let's put it that way. He takes your hand, nuzzles your knuckles with his nose, and plants a feather-light kiss on it. Orange, you're gonna, for your doll? Wait, I think you should do it. It'd be cute. Even if it was just the, you know, the color block shapes of it, I think it would look really cute. Your cheeks burn hot and you can't bring yourself to meet Vin's eyes, stammering as you change the subject. Stop looking at me like that.
你明知道我做不到，为了此刻，我已经等待了。
Who is Sir Pentious? You know very well that I cannot do that. I have waited far too long for this moment. What brings you here so suddenly?
你不是也打算突然过来找我吗？我只是
Vin, more than the other three, whispers a lot. Were you not planning to come see me as well? I merely shared the same thought as you. I just wanted to walk past your door and leave. Yeah, believable, Rosa. Vin seems to completely understand, and without exposing your excuse, he leads you into the room. When you meet Hiragiyu later on, don't tell them I was here. They're still wondering who I am. What do you mean? Like, I don't think me telling them that you were here would change anything about them wondering who you are. Right? He is a soft boy, it's true. Have you not seen all his cards? He's a pretty princess. Yeah, it's true. Vin is, but we always say this, like, I think the fandom is in agreement that Vin is the only one who's never had an ugly card. SSR. Never had an ugly SSR. Everybody's had ugly Rs, unfortunately. You two sit down on the bed and Vin bends down to adjust the hem of your dress. Oh, it's an alt account. Oh! Does that mean usually you're not on this account? Bottom? Can't ruin the mystery of their personal bottom's identity, but why would being in my chat ruin it? Like, I don't get it. A faint floral scent lingers on him, perhaps from when he picked that rose. He's my secretly soft, pretty princess, exactly. Aginai said I can be bottom financially, emotionally, whatever. What a shame. After persevering all night, our plans were disrupted right before we were about to meet. You gently nudge Vin's arm. Are you really sure it's okay? I haven't been before until this year after I remembered about this account still. Oh, okay. Interesting. Vin smiles, placing one hand behind you close to close the distance between you.
听你的语气，好像并不觉得惋惜。
That's true. We also had, there was somebody who was pretending to be like, it was like, Ying Simp or something like that kind of username. And then I found out just like hilariously who it was because they went on their private Twitter that I follow and tweeted like, okay, like this bit is getting old. Is one of our mods, but also like a childhood friend of mine. It was pretty funny. I'm glad they had fun doing that. From your tone, it sounds like you are not even the slightest bit regretful about your actions. To be honest, rather than feeling regretful, I'd say the situation is more interesting now.
有趣。
Yeah, I mean, I would be deeply moved if you were to arrive on horseback and I saw you waiting for me from afar. I thought you were going to be on horseback, Rosa. But opening the door to see the person I've been missing feels just like magic. It was so unexpected that I couldn't think of anything else but you.
所以，今后你想起这一天，首先想到的也是我，
Therefore,
对吗？
when you think back to this day in the days to come, I will be the first one to come to your mind, will I not? Instead of Snowball, yeah. Of course. Why would you think of literally anything else when thinking back on your literal wedding day? Vin, you insecure motherfucker. You playfully pinch Vin's cheeks, trying to recreate the expression he had just shown. A version of you that's utterly surprised. Vin grasps your hand and leans forward, resting his forehead on your shoulder. He feels slightly warmer, perhaps because he is not as calm as usual. And what about you? Why did you do it?
因为我后悔设计的这个环节，后悔了整整一夜。
This is cute, actually, because I regret designing this part to be this way. I regretted it for an entire night. There's only them at the wedding. Yeah, exactly. Literally, who else? You want me to remember Snowball first? Mrs. What's her face? The housekeeper? You can almost picture him tossing and turning in his bed at night.
一开始，我希望所有事都尽善尽美。
Yeah, Vin is canonically the smallest of the male love interests.
想布置一切。
He is the shortest and the smallest. At first, I wished for everything to be absolutely perfect, so I arranged everything according to my vision of what a complete wedding should be.
比如和你一起生
That is another one of Vin's themes that it took me a while to pick up on, because I don't read his stuff that often.
庄严的理想中
He has like a
生
perfectionist streak that Rosa is always sort of like reassuring him about. Designing a wedding dress together, parting ways on the eve, and solemnly making lifelong vows.
这也许是世俗的一天，但我仍然想留下些刻骨铭心的东西。
This is perhaps what the world would call a wedding day, but well, it's my mother, if you all will excuse me for a moment. Hello? Okay, I'm back. Hello. My mom has been helping me. We stayed up. I was literally at her house for like 6 hours yesterday trying to plan this Shanghai and Japan trip we're taking together in October and November. And she was calling me to be like, "Hey, I found this flight on ANA." I'm like, "I'm streaming." She's like, "Oh, call me back." Thank you guys for saying hello to my mother. Hoyo always sandwiches him between Artem and Marius, who are the tallest. I know, right? Oh my god. Okay, so the reason we know Vin is canonically the shortest, for those of you who don't go here, is because in like in-person physical IRL events, they have like cutouts, like standees of each of the love interests. And then they always, it's like, I don't know what, they're doing it on purpose or something. Like they always put Vin next to, Marius is the tallest. They always make sure to put him next to Marius. And even funnier when it's between Marius and Artem because they're the two tallest. Ridiculous. How long is this trip? I don't want it to be longer than 3 weeks, but my mom's flight date just now was like, it would have put me out for 4 weeks, which I don't like. I can't be away from home for 4 weeks. Sapporo will be sad. Okay. This is perhaps what the world would call a wedding day, but I still wish to leave behind something unforgettable. How tall is this guy? I forget their canonical heights, actually. You understand that when Vin says at first, he's not just talking about this recent period. Perhaps he had long imagined this buried deep in his heart ever since he handed the engagement ring to you. While it is not a bad thing to follow in the footsteps of the past, he probably won't be satisfied with just that. As if confirming your thoughts, he continues speaking.
可当我不知不觉走到这扇门前时，我意识到，就算打破所谓的传统也无所谓。
This is cool! Did everybody get better writing than Marius? These are like so on theme for Vin. Like intentionally choosing to break from tradition is such a strong theme for him. And I barely go here. However, when I found myself before this door, I realized that it does not matter if we break these so-called traditions.
你与我都知道，不论仪式从何时开始，如何开始，我们都会
You
永
wouldn't
远
miss
陪
us
在
for
对
4
方
weeks.
身
I
边。
wouldn't have stopped streaming in those 4 weeks, so I wouldn't have to miss you guys. You and I both know that regardless of when or how the ceremony begins, we will forever remain by the side of each other.
更何况，
Like, meanwhile, Marius got that like weird whale imagery they jumped on us from nowhere, which was beautiful and poetic for sure, but had nothing to do with anything we'd ever seen from him before. I think they tried to patch it in the like fantasy whatever thing, the like dreamscape thingamajigger thing. I don't understand. But they were like, oh, and he's a diver. Did you guys know he likes diving? He has a diving license. So like the ocean is relevant to Marius. Trust. We're not bringing this up out of nowhere for no reason. Yeah, I've streamed from Shanghai before. It was good. I had to use a VPN, but it was doable. Vin brushes your hair aside, his breath tickling your ear.
允许小插曲的发射，是我们相恋的日子里，你所赠予我的非常珍贵的部分。
Allowing these interludes to happen has been the most precious gift you have bestowed upon me during our days of love. During our days of love.
所以，我来了。
That is why I came. Then let's go to the garden together. Mrs. Aiken will probably be quite surprised to see us together.
他会理解的。毕竟那天我们突然来到飞脑镇，告诉他我们的计划时，他也只是小小的惊讶一下。
She's like, I'm old, I've seen it all. She will understand. After all, when we suddenly arrived in Fennou Town that day and informed her of our plans, she was only mildly surprised. Bye, 444, thanks for hanging out. I can't make it to the next one. That would sound so shady. Hopefully Arda makes up for Vin's tardiness. I hope so. Thank you, 444. Have a good one. As you chat, the minute hand has turned a quarter of the way around. It is about time to head out. Vin helps you stand up, lifting the long train of your dress. Fuck, what did it say? Lifting the long train of your dress that trails behind you. Come. You nod and smile, linking your arm with his. The path ahead is adorned with flowers and the air is filled with a graceful melody. Okay. I believe this next one is the ceremony. Yippee! Okay. As soon as you step into the garden, you see an area surrounded by blooming flowers in the distance. A breeze rustles through the hanging white veils while an intoxicating sweetness lingers in the air. Vin, is that the mysterious memento you prepared? You spot a faint red color deep within the flowers, which seems to have been deliberately hung on one of the branches.
拿出来看看。
Take it out. You know about this part since Vin had told you about it in advance, but he didn't divulge any details. You carefully take it out, and upon seeing what it is, you can't help but look at Vin in surprise. Isn't this our talisman? Why did I give her a British accent? Well, isn't this our talisman? Though worn at the edges from the passage of time, the small embroidered text on the talisman remains clear. Air still, trees silent. Inside the talisman's compartment, you feel something thin and hard. Sure enough, there are 2 keys inside when you open it.
是啊。
I know there's so much more into it, right?
曾一起挂过一对同心锁。
And everyone else's has had this kind of a callback to like a memento from before. I think Marius's was like his mom's little heirloom accessory. Was probably the closest thing we got to this. But it just felt a little bit less personal somehow. Before we confirmed our mutual feelings, we once hung a lovelock together. Come to think of it, the staff mistook us for a couple back then. I guess it's true what they say. Love is blind to those involved, but clear to outsiders. Actually, it was also then that I vaguely understood your feelings for me. I think Rosa's the one who confesses in all 4 relationships, right? Like, the men do the proposing, but Rosa's the one who did the confession, I think. Like, she initiates. Like, I think the setup was that all 4 of them had set up something for a confession, and then Rosa beats them to the punch. It's been a long time. I don't fully remember. You don't continue speaking, as Vin's gaze has already said everything that needs to be said.
现在再看到这枚护身符，还有那对同心锁的钥匙，会觉得他们在回应当初的心事。
How proactive. Get it, girl. Yeah. I mean, Rosa is a girl boss. Looking at this talisman and the keys to those love locks now, I feel they are responding to the feelings I had back then. Speaking of that, I remember being so nervous when I hung the lock that my hands wouldn't stop shaking. It took me forever to get it on. You place the talisman onto Vin's palm, then firmly hold onto his hand. Back then, you held my hands like this as we fastened the latch together.
而我也并没有表现出来的那样冷静，只不过是借以挂锁。
He's like, I'm an expert masker. But I was not as composed as I appeared to be. I was using this lock to conceal my racing heart.
想让你发现，却又不想如。
Yeah, I didn't mean to skip it. I wished for you to discover it, yet not in such an ordinary manner. So you brought them here as a memory?
不仅如此，我想把他们留在这里，当做今天的见证。
Wait, I love that! It is more than that. I wish to leave them here as a testament to today.
我们确实像挂锁时所期盼的那样，长长久久的在一起了。
For we will remain together for a long time, just as we wished when we hung that love lock. Vin caresses the soft fabric, which is clearly somewhat faded, yet it appears remarkably vibrant against his fair hands. All right, let's leave them here. Let those two love locks stay shut until they rust over. The question is, where would be the most suitable to place them? Wilhelm, Miss Ying! Miss Rosa, rather. A voice interrupts your thoughts. You and Vin turn around to see Mrs. Aiken walking towards you holding a tree branch.
还好在你们去礼堂前赶上了。
Thank goodness I found you two before you got to the hall.
怎么了？
What's wrong? Miss Aiken hands you the branch. It's from a beech tree, slender and supple, dripping downward.
这个给你们。
Vin looks puzzled, but still takes the branch from her hand. Upon seeing this, Mrs. Aiken starts explaining in a flurry of words. But she speaks too fast and mixes in the local dialect, so after listening for a while in confusion, you only understand that she seems to be talking about Fennow Town's customs again. Vin pauses for a moment with a thoughtful expression before gripping the beech branch and nodding to Mrs. Aiken.
我知道了，多谢。
I understand. Thank you.
不客气，祝你们幸福。
You're welcome. I wish you both happiness. She waves to you both and turns to leave. So we still don't know. You tug at Vin's sleeve after she completely disappears from sight. What did Mrs. Aiken say exactly? Was it something related to the local customs? And what's the deal with this branch? You blurt out all the questions in one go.
这其实是一种祈福仪式，
Oh,
大概是担心没办法准确描述，艾肯夫人直接展示给我们看了。
this is actually a prayer ritual. Mrs. Aiken opted to demonstrate it to us directly because she's worried about being unable to describe it accurately.
肥脑镇的每一对新人，都会向守护此地的精灵祈求一个预言，以山毛榉的枝条作为媒介。
Every newlywed couple in Fennow seeks a prophecy from the god and fairy of this land, using a beech branch as a medium. Vin waves the branch in front of your eyes.
早晨，用山毛榉的枝条在水中划上2圈，再把湿润的树枝放置在礼堂。
In the morning, draw 2 circles in the water with a beech branch, then place the moistened branch in the hole.
精灵便会听到问询，然后通过当晚的星象回答。
The fairy shall hear the inquiry and respond through the celestial constellations of that night.
艾肯夫人担心我们错过时间，这才急忙赶来了。
Mrs. Aiken was worried that we would miss the time frame, so she rushed over here. Longevity and integrity, Callahan. You notice that while the broken end of this branch isn't even, it is very clean. It must have been hastily snapped off and quickly tidied up. I see. So that's what Mrs. Aiken meant when she asked me if I wanted to try out Fennow's customs with you this morning.
感兴趣吗？
Are you interested? Well, yeah. Duh. That sounds very interesting. I've never heard of a ritual like this before. But a prophecy can be both good and bad.
担心今晚的星象不会给出一个好结果。
Are you worried that the prophecy from celestial constellations tonight foretells something bad? You nod hesitantly.
那我向你保证，不会有这种可能。
Then, let me assure you that such a possibility will not exist. Huh? How would you? Vin places a finger to his lips and you fall silent.
如果好奇我怎么做到，就和我一起等到夜晚吧。
Okay. Mysterious. If you are curious how I will accomplish this, then all you have to do is wait until nightfall with me. Wondering what the celestial constellations might show tonight, you look up at the sky, squinting against the bright sunlight. He's gonna rig the game, 100%. But how? But I thought you didn't like these kinds of customs.
鬼神精怪当然是无稽之谈，我只是觉得，这事放在今天，并不是一件坏事。
It reminds me of, which event was it? Was it Scotty? No, I think it was a different event. There was an event where Vin was near these like little fairy cottages doing like some kind of field research. And he had some really similar comments at that time too. I like left a pretty strong impression of me because I kind of share his views on the so-called supernatural. I think they're like charming. Rosa grabs fate by the throat and shakes it like it owes her money. Oh, it was Scotty. Okay, perfect. Scotty was so early, it's like hard to remember anything from it. And yet it's also weirdly one of the events I remember the clearest because I thought it was one of the best. Admittedly, tales of the supernatural are pure fantasy, but I find myself thinking they are not entirely without their charms on a day like this. Vin responds with a mix of hesitation and playfulness. Looking at his hesitant expression, you instinctively sense that he's hiding something again. Could this be another surprise?
快到中午了，来吧，别错过时间。
It is almost noon. Come, let us not miss out. Perhaps seeing through your speculative expression, a hint of resignation flashes through Vin's eyes. I know! I love that Xandar is just like still hanging out and around and continues to show up. Although I think he only shows up in like a specific category of events, it feels like. Wait, we haven't placed our talisman yet. Whoa! He gently pulls you towards him, and before you can even finish your sentence, you instinctively follow him out.
我已经想到一个不错的位置，先去礼堂吧。
I have thought of a suitable spot. Let us head to the hall first. With light steps and swaying shadows, only Vin's silhouette remains in your sight. For those of you who don't go here, Xandar is an NPC who shows up. Ooh, the door creak sound. Xandar shows up and goes like, I know I'm an NPC in a video game. We're all characters in a game. And then Rosa's like, brother, you need mental, like, professional help. And then Xandar's like, no, you guys are the ones who don't see the truth. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. So he's like a gag character of that category. It's really fun. I like him a lot. The hall is empty, and the main gate slowly closes behind as you walk in. It's so pretty! You know what the vibes here remind me of? It's like the Temple of Time in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. The room dims considerably, but thankfully the bright sunlight pours through the skylight, bathing the altar at the far end in a pure radiance. An altar of holy water stands before the platform, its brick basin smoothed by years of flowing water. Vin places the beech branch in your hand, then intertwines his fingers with yours. I like how, like, pagan this is. Should we say something? Maybe a wish for the fairy to give us a good prophecy?
这么珍贵的时刻，不要对精灵说，只对我说吧。
In a moment this precious, speak not to the fairy. Let this wish be for me alone. The branch droops over the water surface, its floating leaves carrying your whispered words. I agree, Bottom. I agree. Is the hall that good spot you mentioned? The branch circles along the wall of the basin, causing ripples to spread.
我们将要在这里约定终生的誓言，最合适不过了。
Indeed, this is the most suitable place for us to make a lifelong promise to each other. The poor AI became sentient, and we think he's just comedic relief. I know, right? He's like, I'm the only one who's aware! I'm the only one who's awake! And we're all like, no, you're not an NPC in a video game. What? Like gaslighting this poor buffoon. Pegging instead of pagan? Carrie. That's a great Freudian slip, though.
某些肥脑镇的居民也会将自己的真实之物留在这里。
Some residents of Fenno Town also leave their cherished belongings here. Look there. You guys heard pegging instead of multiple people heard pegging instead of pagan? How did I say it? I'm so curious now. The second circle is drawn. While you both raise your hands, you follow Vin's gaze and look toward a spot not far from where you stand. Against the far wall stands a barely noticeable cabinet that blends in with the wall. Upon closer look, there are quite a few items placed on it.
来，
What bigger fuck you to English tradition is there than a pagan ritual in place of a church wedding? Well, it's actually quite English/European in general. I learned this through the game Pentiment, because I looked it up after, because I was so curious what the historical inspirations of certain things that happened in the game were. And it turns out that like a lot of paganistic rituals were integrated with church rituals, because it was like the only way to convince people to join the church. Like of many towns and villages, basically, they just like a lot of the clergy straight up were like, okay, fine, you can do your pagan ritual as long as you let the church be here. Also, like we'll call it Christian even if it's obviously pagan. It's really interesting. Yeah, like meeting people where they're at. Is that why the Puritans left for the Americas? I think that was several hundred years down the line. Okay, Vin takes you by one hand and holds the branch with the other. The two of you walk towards the wall. Water droplets trickle down the branch, leaving a winding trail alongside your footsteps. He finds an empty spot on a higher shelf of the cabinet and places the talisman there. You stand on your tiptoes and push it a bit further in. Let's hide it somewhere less obvious, so it'll be harder for us to find when we return here next time.
为什么？
Why? Because in order to find it, I'll desperately try to recall what's happening now, and then I'll remember just how happy I am right now. So cute, Rosa, you're so cute. Something shifts in his eyes, boundless emotions welling up like a rising tide. The hand gripping the beech branch tightens as he takes a deep breath.
你现在就这样说，待会儿我要如何做才能让你更幸福？
Now that you have said that, what must I do to bring you even greater happiness later? You don't need to do anything. Just standing in front of me is enough.
我
Finn moves his lips, but the rest of his words disappear with a sound of surprise. He lowers his head. The water droplets have fallen completely, dampening the edge of his trousers. The branch is still dripping wet, emanating a faint scent of green leaves. They stole a lot of cultural practices from paganism and branded it Christianity. Yeah, exactly. Both of you are stunned for a moment before Vin laughs.
看来有一位精灵等不及想听见我们的祈求了。
It appears the fairy is rather impatient to hear our wishes. Then let's go complete the final step. By the altar, you carefully and solemnly place the branch into the vase. Vin would be a pretty crier, you're right. Even though you don't believe in supernatural tales, you still can't help but clasp your hands and shut your eyes tight as if making a wish. I wish for us to be together forever and ever. I keep accidentally cutting him off. After a soft sigh, you hear another sound near your ears. You turn around to see that Vin has already taken hold of the velvet ring box that was originally placed on the altar. Your heart races, and everything around you instantly fades away, except for your beloved, Vin. Your heart races, and you feel slightly dizzy in the blinding white light. Even the person before you becomes a blur.
我翻来覆去的想了无数遍，这一刻该对你说什么，但总觉得不论什么都不够好。
I have pondered what I should say to you at this moment countless times over, yet I feel that no words would be sufficient. He takes out the ring, his fingertips caressing the back of your hand.
也许我犹豫了太久，但我仍想告诉你，
I hope. Please be better than Marius's. Please. I feel like it's a low bar, actually. Perhaps I have hesitated for too long, but Rosa, I still wish to tell you.
无数个日与夜的轮转中，你都牵引着我的心脏。我千百次地重复着最初的心动。
Not promising. Through countless days and nights, you are the anchor of my heart. I have relived that initial flutter of affection hundreds upon hundreds of times.
而每一次，我都想冲动地坦白内心最真实的想法。
And each time I feel the urge to confess my most genuine thoughts.
制度、习俗、传统，我想让这世上的一切都来证明我们之间永垂不朽的感情。
Rules, customs, traditions. I wish for everything in this world to witness our eternal love.
直到世上的一切都不复存在。
You know, now that they have committed this genericide crime twice in a row, I'm starting to think maybe Chinese wedding vows are just like this. Until everything in this world ceases to exist. Even so, a whole lot of iconography and temples in Northern and Eastern Europe were destroyed and defaced by the church. Yeah. Rosa Luxemburg wrote a really good essay on how Christianity shifted from free love, hippie, commune, cult in urban Rome to slowly replicating the same Roman imperialism. I need to look up this essay. Do you know the title? Maybe I'll just look it up. Rosa Luxemburg? How convenient. How coincidental, rather. Let me just look it up, see if I can find. Socialism and the Churches? Is it? 1905. Looks good. Under Vin's gentle gaze, you struggle to maintain your composure and can only clutch onto your dress. But you still want to hear him continue, to speak about things beyond rules, customs, and traditions, as well as the affection he has carefully hidden away. You don't want to miss out on anything related to Vin, so you'll watch him as much as you can.
我知道，在这种时候，我们总是会被询问，是否愿意永远陪伴对方。
Would it sound or read different in Chinese? Like, would it have been said differently? Well, I'm listening to the Chinese and it's like, it's a one-to-one translation, so I am aware that at times like these, we are always asked if we are willing to be with each other forever.
哪怕是月沉星陨，长夜如磐。
I think this is verbatim what Marius said in his card, actually. And because the sentence structure is teeing up here for a but, I feel like he's about to openly shit on Marius's wedding vows. Even if the moon sinks and the stars fall, even through darkest and longest night.
仿佛这样才能证明我们共度余生的决心。
Oh, this is promising. Okay, please don't let me down. As if this is the only way to prove our determination to spend the rest of our lives together. You open your mouth, but Vin shakes his head as if he already knows what you're about to say.
可是，所有2选1的回答里，我不愿让你面对糟糕的选项。
However, if you have to make a choice, I am unwilling to let you face any unfavorable options.
尽管我也知道，我们的生命始终伴随着不确定性。
Although I am well aware that our lives are always accompanied by uncertainties.
我爱你，于是只希望你一直被爱着。如果注定某一刻将有不幸降临，也让我比你更先面对。
I love you, and thus I only wish for you to be forever loved. It's such a good line. Why didn't they give me dialogue replay so I could see the full line together? Your breath quickens, and before you even realize it, tears are already rolling down your face. In your blurry vision, a teardrop falls onto your ring finger and trickles through the gaps between your fingers, but Vin brushes it away. Vin.
但在那之前，我仍然想像往常那般，与你迎来每一个清晨，也分享每一个
It's
深
like
夜。
so doomer. He's like, okay, there may be misfortune. We can't tell the future. But until misfortune potentially might happen, I'm going to greet you every morning and share every night with you. It's like really sweet and also really doomer. However, before that, I still wish to greet every morning with you as always and share every night as well.
你也依然愿意吗？
Are you willing to marry me? I do. I do. Vin, of course I do. No matter how many times you ask, my answer will always be the same. His is my favorite wedding band, too. Just like everything about the aesthetics of Vin's wedding is still my favorite one. The moment the ring is placed onto your ring finger, Vin tightly interlocks his fingers with yours.
无论多少遍，我也都会承接住你的心。
No matter how many times it takes, I will always hold your heart with utmost care.
而这个诺言的有效期，是我的一生。
And this promise shall remain valid for the rest of my life. I think this cleared my very low bar of being better than Marius's vows. But it was a very low bar. You unconsciously draw closer to him, tracing his appearance with your gaze, not missing even the slightest change in his expression. A surge of affection washes over you, so irresistible and overwhelming that you wish this moment could last for all eternity. You also take out the ring and put it on Vin's finger. He lifts your veil. They're still cowards for not giving us that animation. Either cowards or cheapskates. We should have had a POV of us putting the rings on our love interest fingers. Fucked up. He lifts your veil and kisses the tears on your cheeks. You close your eyes, only to feel his gentle kisses lingering by your lips. Vin lowers his head slightly, nuzzling your nose with a smile.
请问，现在我可以亲吻我的新娘了吗？
May I have permission to kiss my bride? Without saying a word, you stand on your tiptoes and, accompanied by the familiar warmth of his breath, press your lips against his soft ones. No. I just like how intimate it was. I feel like he gets away with the cookie cutter cliche lines more than Marius because the wedding isn't cookie cutter cliche. But Marius's was. Let's get married at the rooftop restaurant of a hotel that we just opened with light projections on a dome. And then have a secret second wedding outside in the sunset. That's the part I liked. Yeah, this was still a little meh, but it was more personal and better than Marius's. I agree. The air seems to grow thin. Once you realize this, your breathing becomes irregular. Your chest heaves as you clutch at Vin's clothes. He pulls away slightly, his thumb brushing across your lips. With a series of fluttering sounds, several dark shadows descend from above, falling upon the altar. You both look up to see several white doves perched on the skylight, watching you two curiously. Perhaps your surprise isn't anything new to these doves, as they only stay for a moment before flying away. The intense atmosphere from earlier has largely dissipated. You stare blankly at their fading trails, feeling somewhat at a loss. This is too much of a coincidence.
现在好些了吗？
Are you feeling better now? Huh? Yes. You nod with flushed cheeks. Your breathing has already steadied, but a burning warmth still lingers on your face.
还有一件事，我想与你一起完成。
Wait, Finn said earlier I have a whole paragraph on how missionaries completely reshaped African traditional religion, but I'll put it somewhere in the VOD or Discord. Oh yeah! Yeah, feel free to leave it in a comment or on the Discord. Either's fine. There is one more matter which I would like to accomplish together with you. Vin's got more birds at his wedding than Marius did! Indeed. What is it? Vin looks towards the altar where a thick parchment book lies in a shadowy corner. Puzzled, you take the book and open it at his gesture. Is this some kind of registration log? The parchments are covered in dense text that resemble a contract with 2 names at the bottom of each page.
准确来说，
I have to say the music they've been playing in the background of a lot of
只
this
是现在已经
card
没有
have
法律
been...
效力了。
It's been weird music. Like, why? It's like a rearrange of the, like, Here Comes a Bride tune, but, like, weird. I don't know why they did it this way. It, like, sounds like royalty-free music. Indeed, to be precise, these are marriage records from Fenao Town, though they no longer hold any legal effect.
不过选择在这里相伴终
It's
生
so
的
intimate
新
and
人
talks about his worries, but also his
大多还是
hopes
会
for their
写下
future
誓
together.
词。
Orange Pencil, I think they could have done better, to be honest. Like, very frankly. But I felt the same about Marius's. And especially having read multiple, it does feel like they are too similar to each other. Everyone's vows are too similar to each other. Vin's is at least a little bit more personal than Marius's, so I appreciate that. So far, he has Marius's beat by actually a pretty long shot, which is kind of sad. But it is what it is. I think the rest of the card was like miles better too. However, most newlyweds who choose to spend their lives together here still write their vows and sign their names on it. I'm such a simp. Yeah, Orange Pencil. See, I was hoping that I would be okay with the like genericness of the vows in Marius's card. Just because I'm a simp, but I guess it didn't work for me. I was just sitting there like, that's it? That's all you have to say? Uncreative. But also, I think maybe like my generation's like American wedding expectations are just culturally a very different expectation. I'm like starting to think that might be the case. The fact that like vows have to be funny and genuine and unique, like written in a way where no one else could have written it, extremely personal to the bride and groom, to each other, have little inside jokes that only they understand. Like these are all things that I have learned to expect from vows. And I'm slowly learning that this may not be the case outside of my very specific social niche, maybe. However, most newlyweds who choose to spend their lives together here still write their vows and sign their names on it. Jazzy rendition of Vin's theme? Oh, it's like bad jazz though, you know? Like the instruments feel really clumsy. I don't know if I noticed anyone else's theme sounding bad. Well, I've only heard Marius's so far. I don't think I noticed the music in that card. Should we sign our names here too?
我也这么想。
I was of the same mind. Did I fucking read them in reverse accents just now? Vin leans against the desk and turns sideways, flipping the book to its latest page. One of my favorite relationship threads is that one where she leaves during the wedding because the groom's vows are obviously ChatGPT. Yeah, like that should not be how it is. I think even if you write really boring vows, as long as they are genuine and come from the heart, they will inevitably have a personal touch to them. And it's like pretty depressing that somebody might choose to go to ChatGPT for whatever their reasons are, probably having a lack of confidence in their own ability to write good vows or something. Unlike the lengthy oaths from before, this page only has a few short sentences. Surrounded by his warmth, you can hardly focus on the text on it, only making out that it's his handwriting. Looking up, you fall into his gaze. The light is behind him, but his eyes still sparkle with extraordinary brilliance. You hold the quill, its tip hovering over the paper. Before leaving your signature, you want to hear him recite the vows with your own ears. Oh, so he has written vows also, and they're like separate from the thing that just happened. Okay. Vin clearly understands what you want, the corners of his lips raising into a smile as his fingertips tap lightly on the desk.
这本羊皮书已经有150年的历史了，且可以预见的是，它还会被一直保存下去。
This parchment book has a history of 150 years, and it is foreseeable that it shall continue to be preserved.
那将是远超于我们生命的长度。
That will be far beyond the length of our lifetimes. Vin lowers his gaze, murmuring as if he is about to reveal a secret.
其实，我总是奢望和你在一起的瞬间，能成为永恒。
In truth, I have always wished that the moment spent with you could become eternal.
永恒，和这个词相比，我们的一生显得如此短暂。
I guess it is also a very Chinese thing to say, like, I will love you in every lifetime, because it's so Buddhist. Like, the reincarnation concept is so intrinsic to Chinese culture. Our lives seem so fleeting compared to eternity. But the writing left on the parchment makes this wishful thinking possible, doesn't it? Now that you mention it, it's quite interesting. What if many, many years from now, someone discovers the oath we wrote here? Maybe they will be able to imagine everything we've been through together. That's a really sweet idea. Even when this life comes to an end, some eternal traces will remain, continuing to tell your love story over and over again.
我早该想到，不必解释，你也会明白的。
I should have known that you would understand even without me explaining anything. Anything. The Brit tendency to say anything. You move closer to Vin, so close that you can feel the warmth of his breath. Forget about past lives and next ones. Forget about fleeting moments becoming eternal. In this moment, you gaze at your beloved, and you only want to hear him say one thing. Then tell me in person, Vin, what is the oath you wrote? That must have been something he decided after careful contemplation, which is why Vin blurts it out the moment you ask.
那是一首当你在我身边，
Cut him off.
纵然奔赴彼岸，我心欢快。
Say it again.
那是一首咏叹调，
咏叹调. I'm not familiar with this term. Aria? I do know. 咏叹调, I don't know. When you are by my side, even journeying to distant shores fills my heart with joy. The spine of the parchment book hits the desk with thud as Vin presses down on it with excessive force. He doesn't care about that, only repeating it once again, as if trying to make his voice reach the depths of your soul.
我心欢快。
It fills my heart with joy. The moment he finishes speaking, you pick up the quill and sign your name. Out of the corner of your eye, you catch a glimpse of Vin's name already written below yours. You close the parchment book. The plan process is complete, and as for what lies beyond the plan, is this the surprise he prepared? Have you streamed oh, Road to Empress? I played it off stream. Yeah. A simple, unaccompanied singing voice echoes from outside the hall. Vin, is this the surprise you prepared? Oh, I do need a Rosa Moments counter, guys. The number of times...
虽然我的确打算邀约你去庆祝，但这个歌声
Orange hasn't been to many weddings since all your friends are single or chose to elope. Oh, yeah, most of my friends are single. The few that have gotten married, I've been able to go to, I think, 4 friends' weddings now. And, oh, and I was photographer for one wedding, as another one coming up soon. But I've never been to a wedding where we didn't, like, laugh and cry through the vows, if that makes sense. Like, it was both. No. Although I did intend to invite you for a celebration, this song... Vin frowns slightly, and after a few seconds of contemplation, he extends his hand to you in an invitation.
走吧，出去看看就知道了。
Let us proceed. We shall see for ourselves. Oh my god, it's Mondstadt? The gate slowly opens, and the strong summer wind rushes into the hall, carrying flower petals in its wake. The singing stops. A crowd has gathered outside the hall, and as you two emerge, they shower you with flower petals once again. Okay, who doxed us?
Wilhelm, 小姐，
You did! Wilhelm, Ms. Ying, Ms. Rosa, congratulations on your
你
wedding.
们这是在？
What are you all? Mrs. Eichen steps
我
forward.
们是特地过来为你们庆祝的。
We're here to celebrate with you.
我知道两位一定是不希望被打扰，才会选择只身来这儿。但婚礼总归不能太冷清。
I imagine you two came here alone for some peace, but a wedding shouldn't be too quiet after all.
所以大家自发来到这里。
Wait, I like this card so much more than Marius's. I'm so glad I rolled it. Oh, what an ideal wedding. You don't know many of the people present, but judging from the expression on Vin's face, they must be locals.
我们想要亲口说出祝词。
We wanted to give you our blessings in person. She turns to look at everyone beside her.
祝你们的灵魂岸边是波澜起伏的大海。
I get an entry for it? May your souls be accompanied by the undulating waves of the ocean.
祝你们彼此相爱，但爱不会成为桎梏。
May you love each other, but let it not become a shackle. The party poppers burst with a resounding buzz. It's really funny that in this like old vibes, like traditionalist looking ass town, they're like party poppers. Boop! Burst with a resounding pop as confetti flutters down from above, settling on your head, shoulders, and feet. Finn's expression shifts slightly, and after a brief moment of surprise, all emotions melt into a faint smile.
谢谢你们。
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. We'll definitely be happy together.
我们还办了一个小型的庆祝活
Oh
动。
my god, a party?
如果不介意的话，就来
Reception
参
to
加吧
follow? We're also holding a small celebration party. Come join us if you don't mind. You and Vin exchange a smile and you take his proffered arm.
乐意之极。
It would be our pleasure. Someone sings, someone plays the piano and accompaniment, and the celebration continues until nightfall. People gradually leave, but just as it's about to end, a few girls surround you, as if to deliberately distract you by engaging in small talk. You look around, but Vin is nowhere to be found. After a while, Mrs. Eichen finally comes to your rescue and leads you to a nearby path. I'm just imagining Vin kneeling by these three little girls going like, go distract my wife. Orally, hello, I think you're on time for the fun part. Wilhelm is waiting for you up ahead. Huh? Wait. But she has already slipped away. Why is he being so mysterious? Heading in the direction she points in, you turn the corner. Vin stands with a white horse on a lead in the middle of the street. His head is lowered as he quietly waits for you. Hearing your footsteps, he looks up, his gaze as gentle as pooling water.
你来了。
There you are. Why did you bring Snowball here? Vin gently strokes Snowball and the white horse lets out a soft neigh, perhaps the only sound in the silent night.
我们还没有完成那个预言。
We have yet to fulfill that prophecy. Oh, right. Are we going to go see the stars now? He is a horse girl. He is. Vin smiles but doesn't answer you. Instead, he places his hand on your waist.
今天一整天你都来不及休息，剩下的事，放心交给我吧。
You have been busy all day. Please leave the rest to me.
来，
Here. He helps you mount the horse. Once you've settled into the saddle, you run a hand along Snowball's mane, and he docilely lowers his head in response. You hear the clip-clopping of hooves as Vin leads Snowball ahead. The entire world seems to hold its breath, leaving just the two of you, undisturbed even by the evening breeze. Though you did notice him acting a little strange when you brought up the prophecy in the morning, you can't help but feel a surge of anticipation. You look up at the sky and notice the bright moon hanging high, with not a single star in sight. But there are no stars tonight. What kind of prophecy will we interpret?
解读。不，
Interpret? No.
应该说，我们会书写一个预言。
We will write a prophecy. What?
想要瞒过你很不容易，所以早上我干脆顺着说下去了。
It is not easy to hide anything from you, so I just went along with whatever you were saying this morning. Vin can't help but laugh, as if he just pulled off a prank, his shoulders trembling slightly with laughter. So his answer to the, like, what if the stars are bad, he was like, in his head, he's like, I checked the weather forecast and it's cloudy. So I've been guessing this whole time for nothing? No wonder you're not worried about this being a bad prophecy at all.
原谅我吧，我真的很想让今天结束得更圆满。
Oh, it's not that it was cloudy, it's that he lied about the prophecy working the way it did. Please forgive me. I truly wish for today to end more perfectly, more meaningfully. No wonder those girls wouldn't let me leave. I feel like his Umasona would be pretty obvious. Indeed, I have been contemplating the right moment to prepare everything without you noticing.
没想到，艾肯夫人会为我们举办庆祝活动，我就趁这个机会抽身去安排了。
I did not expect Mrs. Eichen to organize a celebration for us, so I took the opportunity to make preparations while that was going on. You lean forward slightly, and catching sight of your moving shadow, Vin slows his pace. You were so close to hiding it from me. If those girls hadn't brought up such awkward topics, I probably wouldn't have realized what was going on until I saw you. Now I want to know what they were talking about. He stops and turns around, looking at you tenderly. If anything is etched deep into your heart tonight, it is the look in his eyes.
那有什么关系？不过是在心爱之人面前露出了小小的马脚。
Like, little lines like this sound cliched, but in the context of Vin's personal evolution are extremely resonant, and I just like wish there was more of that in Marius's. Man. You know what I feel like right now? I feel like one of those like Asian mothers comparing my kids. Why can't you be more like him? Why can't you be more like neighbor Dan's son? Beech tree symbolism of the power of having something done in writing. Ah, yeah, they've been consistent about it too. What does it matter if I reveal a small flaw to the one I love?
我们到了。
We have arrived. Vin helps you dismount and you return to Bureau Hall. The candlelight flickers, and the moonlight gleams as if time has come to a standstill. The parchment book still lies on the altar, with candles crackling softly around it. You lean in closer by the candlelight. Vin has added 3 more phrases under the oath. Ah, Latin. Good thing there's no official correct pronunciation for it. Hoc tempore? Hac nocte? Hac vida? Well, the second and third are night and life, but what's the first? What's tempore? Time? Time, probably? Time, night, and life? As you trace his handwriting with your fingers, you gaze at him curiously.
是拉丁文，
Oh, this.
它们分别意味着
Oh.
此时、此夜、此生。
It is Latin, and they mean this moment, this night, and this life.
这就是我给出的预言。
This is the prophecy I have written us. Pay no mind to what the stars say, for their prophecy never holds any real weight. Let this second and the next fill today. Let today and tomorrow fill the rest of your lives.
若真能得到一种预言式的祝福，我也只想与你一步一步走到最后。
Rosa, if I could receive a prophetic blessing, I would only wish to walk with you, step by step, until the very end. Vin lowers his head to press his forehead against yours. You raise your hand to his chest, feeling the heart that beats only for you. In that case, I'd like to add my own prophecy. I was about to say, I don't think Vin would take over like that. Like, Rosa's definitely not going to let that sit on its own. I don't know Latin, but as you said, what does it matter if I reveal a small flaw to the one I love?
当然，按照你喜欢的方式进行吧。
Of course. Please proceed in whichever manner you prefer. If he proposed to carve this prophecy onto a beech tree, I would have hated that shit, to be honest. One of my pet peeves is when people carve things into trees. I'm saying this 100% as a tree hugger, but I don't imagine that trees enjoy that very much. Stop it. Stop it. You listen to me. People who don't even exist in my chat who would carve things into trees. How dare you? Vin places the quill in your hand. After some thought, you write 3 more phrases beneath those 3 Latin phrases. That time, that night, that life. That is the destination you will surely reach. The end that Vin spoke of. I need to not interrupt him.
你总是知道该如何让结尾更完美。
You always know how to make the ending even more perfect. But between us, there will never be an ending. You pull Vin closer by his tie and kiss him on the lips, catching a glimpse of his slightly surprised expression. The candlelight stretches and elongates your embracing shadows as you lose yourself in the kiss, praying for the night to never end. Even if this is just an ordinary night, the summer breeze still sweeps past the town to the distant plains, and as always, the moon rises in the east and sets in the west, its radiance spreading across the land. Today might be another ordinary, fleeting day for the world, but it means something deeply dear in your lives. No. Yeah, that was really enjoyable. I enjoyed that. I would definitely rate that one higher than Marius's. I think Marius won on the pre-evolution art. Like, that's my favorite pre-evolved. And then in literally every other way, aesthetically, Vin's wins. And then the question remains, because Artem has consistently gotten the best writing in the game, in my opinion. Like, for my personal taste, I like Artem's writing the most. His wedding event was also my favorite writing so far. It was genuinely good. Where Vince was like, oh, that was pretty decent. And the Marius's, I was like, oh, what is this? Ugh. And then Artem's, I was like, that's so good! That's so good! So like, wildly different reactions playing the events.
这将是我一生最为珍视之物。此刻，
But aesthetically
将
speaking,
它献给我最
I
珍
like
视
Vin's
的人。
best. By a long shot. Ah, okay, let's look at the ring case. Oh my god! I also, yeah, again, aesthetically speaking, I like Vin's the best. I really, really love the ring design. What does it say inside? Eternus. What did Marius's say? Definitely better than Marius, definitely. And that's like not even comparable.
镌刻着我对爱情最真挚、最美好的记忆。
Oh, so it's like this is
亲爱的新
infinity,
娘，
but Vin's is
请让我
eternity?
将它献给你吧。
Makes you curious what the other twos are gonna say. Cool. That was really fun. Thanks for joining me. I'm like, it has truly only been 2 hours, but that's when I'm supposed to be ending stream. Fuck. I'm so tempted to just roll Artem and read it now. Ah! Okay, no. Fight the urges. I have like, I'm 4 VODs behind on timestamping. Which I'm like, I'm very aware that probably only 3 people care that I timestamp them, but I like still want to do it. I'm 4 VODs behind on timestamping and I need to use this extra time and energy to do that. And I also owe some vocal lines to people. Is one of them determination? I am filled with determination. Oh, Stippy, no, you weren't supposed to. Today we're just gonna go until we finished the card. But thank you for looking out. I guess we'll find out what the other cards are. Timeless Ballad of... I came here to look to see if the title might reveal. Timeless Ballad of Us. I really wish the crop of this card shifted more. Because you see how, like, you can only see Rosa's nose, like the tip of her nose. I just wish I had more of her in it. I really, really like the cards where you can see her super clearly. Like, this was a good one. I really like the story in this card too. Despite the fact that I was like really a little on edge because this card is based off of Othello. Like Artem is playing Othello in this for a like production. And I was really like, oh, Othello has a lot of like racial tensions, and I don't know that I trust Toyo to handle that. But they actually, they did a good job of, shall we say, focusing on the other aspects of Othello that weren't about race so much as things like trust, right? They did a good job. Or like the concept of an outsider divorced of the concept of race. They were kind of like, we're just not gonna touch that. And like kingship and things like that. It was, despite my misgivings, brilliant writing. Where's my favorite? Where is it? There was one recently. Oh yes, there it is. Look how prominently Rosa features in this one. She looks so good! The back of Ying's brain. Be responsible, Ying. I don't want. I'm not used to only streaming 2 hours anymore. Back when I first started, I could only go an hour and a half and then I would start losing my voice. Now look at me. I go 7 hours and I'm like, what? I could keep going. Okay, well, I'll be good. I'll be good. Tomorrow we're gonna do Artem's, so I'm glad I spent $100 today. So that I can have all these chips, so we're ready for Artem. You know, if I have leftovers, I'll spend them on Luke. Will I? Can I say that with that much confidence? know. Shows up late for the wedding like a proper groom. EOS, and we're literally ending. Hello, welcome. Tomorrow's stream will be in evening my time, so we might have a fairly different chat. I do apologize. I couldn't get this time block to work because it's Offkai right now. Offkai starting tomorrow, so I'm gonna come home from Offkai and then stream. I don't know if we're gonna do Luke. We'll decide. We'll decide. If Artem's really impresses me, I'll consider Luke's. We'll put it that way. Otherwise, I'll save my chips. I wrote a paper in Othello about how one dude was emasculated by the other because he was a pog. What does that even mean? What does being a pog mean? All right. Thank you guys for coming to Vin and Rosa's wedding, where I was just a wedding guest, but it sounds like a few of you guys might have gotten married today, in which case, congratulations. I wore Vin's colors and motifs just for the occasion. Is it spelled Oh, it's spelled Artem. Is that a Slavic name? It's pronounced Artem? With the Y and the O in there? Today I learned. I didn't know that. Artem is just Artem. Artem Wing. I think it's supposed to be like derived from Artemis. I think. Can't remember where I read that. I read that somewhere and I'm like, did I hallucinate it? I honestly don't know. Hard to say. Okay. If you guys could rate that. Okay, wait. Actually, let me ask. For those of you who saw both card stories, like both the Vin and the Marius ones, what rating would you give the two cards out of 10? I think like everything, like art and writing and everything put together, or maybe we should keep it to just the writing. Let's keep it to just the writing. Considering the writing of the card, if you can divorce your aesthetic preferences from it, what would you rate the two cards? Orange also spent $100. I feel like spending $100 to get all four is actually pretty good if I can handle it. Thankfully, it's because they refreshed the doubling, so it's like we spent $100 to get $200 worth. I think Marius has had its redeeming moments, which is why I'm not giving it something horrific like a 4. And I would bump it up to like a 6? Like it wasn't a bad card, but I have very high expectations of Marius's writing, which is why they consistently let me down. I'm still here despite that because when it slaps, it slaps. However, usually when it slaps, it's Artem. But they have hit the target before with Marius, and so I continue to hold on to hope. I think I would give Marius's writing in his wedding card a 6 out of 10. It could have been a lot worse, except for the post-wedding sunset sequence saved it. And also Austin Von Hagen's whale song. I liked that. That was kind of our addition, but it has influenced my interpretation of the card. Vince is probably a 7 out of 10. I think that sounds right to me. Yeah. Marius is a 5, Vin is a 7.5 out of 10. Wow, big difference, big difference. Yeah, I think if it weren't for the post-sunset scene, I would be giving like a 4 or a 5 to the Marius card, probably. But Vince is like a solid 7. Like I might even give it a 7 point something, but it's like 7 range, 7 to 8. Not quite 8, 7 something range. Could have been worse. Definitely could have been worse. Yeah, for sure. If anything, I think I'm inflating everybody's scores because I'm like relieved that the writing wasn't bad. Because for so many years we were getting, well, to be fair, for a while it wasn't bad writing, it was bad translation. And then it was both bad writing and bad translation. And now I don't know what's going on organizationally in Hoyo, but I feel like the writing quality has recovered in the last year or so of Tears of Themis. So I really hope this holds. I have really strong hope for Artem's card actually, because his event writing was so good. I was genuinely impressed. It was extremely good. At least it couldn't be a 4, at least not anymore. Yeah, precisely. It's like we had so many 4 out of 10 events, at least. It got to the point where I gave up on looking forward to Tears of Themis event stories. Like the card stories released with the event might be really good, but the event story itself just consistently let me down for so long. Until I think Bakerlin was actually pretty good. And then Enduring Light was okay. Mystery of Bakerland was really good, and Last Dragon Breath was also surprisingly good, even though it was like weirdly pro AI. I surprisingly was able to overlook it because there was still enough nuance in it to not be overtly pro AI, if that makes sense. So I don't want to be let down anymore. I know, yeah. I like sometimes feel really self-conscious saying that Tears of Themis writing has consistently let me down, because I feel like the, shall we say, very self-selecting population of people who've been willing to stick around have been more forgiving of the writing. And so they'll be really, and they get really defensive of the game. And this happens with Genshin too. I get a lot of people, oh my god, I got a comment the other day. People in my private Twitter saw me complaining about this already. I got a comment the other day on one of my, I think one of my Nod Cry Prelude Genshin, like my most recent Genshin VOD. Blocked them immediately, so you guys can't see it anymore. Where they were like, your streams would be a lot more enjoyable if you weren't so, I forget the exact wording, but it was like if you weren't so judgmental and like racist and jump to conclusions about Notlan, like a culture that you don't understand. And then I was sitting there thinking, like, what are they even talking about right now? And then my only deductions were that it probably was me talking about like colorism issue, because the only thing I ever complain about in Notlan, because contrary to most Genshin fans, I actually really liked Notlan's like everything other than the writing sparseness, which was always my concern. More than most people, I liked the outfit designs and the character designs other than the colorism. And so the only thing I've ever really complained about was like colorism issues in Notlan and like the way they mishmash the cultures together a lot, which also happened in Sumeru and Fontaine and Mondstadt. You can make that argument anywhere. It's just like a little more egregious, I think, in Notlan. And then I was sitting there going like, so they're calling my calling out of the colorism issues racism? Like, well, maybe the word was prejudiced. I don't know. They like said, there were a bunch of adjectives, and it like basically amounted to like you're like racist about Nala, and I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, there were like 2 likes on it, and I'm like annoyed because I can't see who likes something. Otherwise, I would have blocked both of those people too. Shit. The writing direction, I'm so lost on in Genshin after Sumeru. Yeah, Aeon. So the reason I came back to Genshin, partially like now coming back to Genshin, is because so many people were like, Notlan was okay. Nodcry was really good. So people kept going like, you have to come back for Nodcry. And then I was like, but to come back for Nodcry, I have to get through Notlan. And they were like, you can do it. It's not as bad as you think. So like, those are the endorsements, right? Like Notlan is not as bad as you think. And then Nodcry is really fucking good. So that's a huge difference in rating. I think they were rage baiting you. I don't know. I guess it was either really high quality bait or they genuinely believed what they were saying. Because I was like, there is a population of, oh, and they also ended the message with, also, I'm Latino. But I think I can see like someone in my replies, was it Luna? When we were discussing this on Twitter, had brought up the fact that like there's a population of like white passing Latino people who think it's racist to say that all Latino representation should be brown, except that's also not what I was saying. Like, point to where I've said that the solution to the colorism issue in Genshin is to turn everybody brown. Also, honestly, when I criticize Hoyo for colorism issues, I'm approaching it more from the angle of somebody who's fed up with Chinese media being colorist. As someone who's fucking like, oh, you guys can't see it on the webcam, but I'm like, for an East Asian, I'm really fucking brown. Like, I stand out. When I am in East Asia, I stand out for my skin color. So I was just like, I'm not even coming at this from the perspective of like, I know that Latinos are brown. Like, it's not even what I'm saying. It's that Chinese games should stop whitewashing literally everybody. If we didn't have the option to fast forward and skip dialogue, the story does tend to drag on. Yeah. And I prefer, because people were like, oh, if they just put in a skip button, it would be good. And then I'm like, well, no, because I don't want to spend my time playing a game where I feel the need to use a skip button. Like, ideally, the writing would be good enough that I don't feel the need for a skip button. I want it so that there's a skip button and it's redundant. I want a skip button because I think people who don't like reading lore should be allowed to skip. But me, who's here for the lore, should never feel like I want to skip. That's messed up because I'm here for the story. So anyway. Yeah, I blocked that guy real fast. And I hope that the people who liked their comment will show themselves in other comments soon so I can also block them. My policy very much has been just like, do not engage, just block people. Because on YouTube, they're shadow banned. Like you don't know that you're blocked, which is amazing. I think Twitch tells you if you're blocked. On YouTube, you're shadow banned and you can continue leaving comments and talking in chat, but the nobody can see you. Which I love. Like the idea of like it's like locking an annoying person in a room where they're just screaming and they don't know that nobody can hear them. I'm so sorry. Maybe this is vindictive of me, but I think it's so fun. I just really like it. I know it's a little evil of me, a little vindictive of me to feel this way, but I like that they're talking to a wall. Exactly. Like it fucked me. The YouTube has a gaslight function. Exactly. I'm like, what? Blocked? I would never. Oh, it's so fun. I wish more platforms did essentially a shadow ban. It would tickle me so much, make me so happy. Okay, let's see if there's anyone I would like to raid. If not, I think I might just end because I am hungry somehow. I think I didn't have a big enough lunch. Oh, Jake's playing Genshin again. I think we're good. I'm not really seeing... Yuna's, I think, working on something. I won't disturb then. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. I imagine the people watching your content like, am I the one who's blocked? I'm just like, if you're the kind of person who would have left a comment that would have gotten you blocked, like I don't consider myself very sensitive. You have to be pretty overtly rude for me to block you. I tend to give people the benefit of the doubt. I understand that like written text doesn't convey tone very well. And as you guys well know, I get along really well. Like I have a lot of autistic friends because I value bluntness in communication. And so if somebody's just being really direct and not rude about it, in context where probably a lot of people might not take it that way. Like I've had a lot of people go like, why do you let people talk to you like that? And I'm like what? Like, I don't think they were being rude. Most people don't get blocked. You only get blocked if you're overtly rude. Or overtly like putting words in my mouth that I clearly didn't say. Like you have bad reading comprehension. I'll also block you for that. So that means that if you're the kind of overtly rude person in my comments who's for some reason still watching my stream despite getting shadow banned for it, that means you're a hate watcher. Which like, I guess thank you for the ad revenue? Like I don't even know. I don't understand why people hate watch, okay? Like, well, why? Why would you waste your time like that? Go live your life. Like, go be happy. Go be happy. Why would you do this to yourself? Rude and stupid. That's too much. Yeah, exactly. You can be blunt, but you can't be dumb. Honestly, it's also because I think a lot of the bad reading comprehension people tend to be, not to be ageist again, but like on average a lot younger in my experience. Like the 14 to 24 range is overrepresented. When I do on TikTok, usually when I like click in to see like who the fuck would leave something this stupid on like in my comments, I go look and they're like 18 and I'm like, oh, I was also that stupid when I was 18. So I really can't criticize. That being said, I don't want you in my community, so you're also out. I banned so many Kai Luke aunties. I don't even go here and I have to ban Kai Luke aunties. It's like I'm fishing for aunties once in a while, just so I can ban them. You have to purge. You have to be really good at pruning your bonsai. That's all it is. All right, I guess we're not raiding anyone today. Tomorrow I'm starting later in the day, so I apologize for anyone who it's really late for already, but maybe it'll be morning for you instead, potentially. It'll be 7 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. The reservation's already up on my YouTube if you want a time reference, and we're gonna do Artem's 5th anniversary card, which I sincerely hope is the best. Always fishing for aunties. I'll go back on the VOD to actually watch the wedding. You know, listen, I mean, I don't need to warn you, you know this, but I go on, I feel like more tangents than usual today. And then Saturday, I'm out all day for Offkai. Sunday, I'll be back doing Genshin. So I'll see you guys for more ho-yo-ho bullshit. Whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, have a wonderful time of day. And I will see you all either Friday or Sunday. And if you're not into the Hoyo stuff, then the week after. But then why would you be here? All right. See you all. Thank you for coming to the wedding. Not mine, but this guy's. We'll send you off. Oh, wait, I told you guys I was going to show you guys beautiful really quick. Do you see this? When we were like, Vin always gets the prettiest cards. Do you see this? Do you see this? Do you see this? I rolled this back when I still didn't even like him yet. And then there was, oh, I didn't roll it. The fantasy one where he's a mermaid. That was another one that I really love. I really, really, really love that card. He's always so beautiful in it. And I said I was going to Google it to show you guys. So I will not be a liar. I will find it. Vin mermaid card. It's so wild. Oh, it's called Lure of the Merman. Every time you open the card, I break my neck trying to look at it. I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I got it. I found it. You guys are not ready for this, I promise you. If you have not seen this card before, you're not ready for this. Dude. Come on. What the fuck? Isn't that crazy? This is crazy. Ridiculous. I know, it's altogether too much. I really should have. I think this was an MR, which is why I didn't roll it, because you can't roll an MR. Just insane. I think everyone else's card was also really good for this one, because Marius's was the dragon one, and that's one of my favorite Marius cards, but Vin mogged at least Artem and Luke. Not quite Marius, because Marius's card was very good, but yeah. But that's probably why I don't have this card, because I think it's an MR. Unless I just didn't scroll far enough. Nope, I don't have it. No, I don't have it. I do have the Marius equivalent from that event was this one. Which was very good, right? So I don't think Vin mogged him. But Artem and Luke, sorry guys. Isn't this one so good also? There's another sort of like version of it. I think it's an SSS. Hold on, let me check. It's like really similar in vibes as this one. He's like eating jewels. And then I think... Where was the one where you see Rosa's disembodied hand coming on screen? Was it not a card? Was it an invitation? It might have been an invitation instead. Okay, anyway, sorry. I literally was like, I'm gonna end stream, and then immediately was like, wait, I need to show you guys Merman Vin. Very important. You guys can't miss this. Okay, I think we're good now. Now I can leave. They were all dragons. Oh, so he was like a... oh, the SSR you mean. Yeah. I thought you meant the MR. I was like, I thought they were like different mythical beasts. Okay, now we're done. I'm really hungry. I'm gonna go have a second lunch. See you guys tomorrow or Sunday. Bye-bye! Bye-bye! Bye-bye!